And welcome to Mechanicsburg High School. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you and our whole high school sports live Invicta crew as we get underway here. And it's Cumberland Valley at Mechanicsburg. And Cumberland Valley coming out of the gate here big as Sarah Chudhary hits a big three from the outside. And they're up 5-2 here in the early going. And great to be with you on basketball season finally. And, yeah, COVID has invaded the room. But guess what? We're still up and playing and figuring out a way to do it here. Got Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you. And we're looking forward to a great game here tonight. 2 games as we get you warmed up here with the first one. And very quickly, Chodberry in again. I make that Seth Brubaker in for 2 there. Todd?
Yeah, Brubaker came off of a screen. He started at the elbow. They did an elbow screen from the box, and he just curls off. And defensively, they trailed him. That's how he got an easy bucket.
This team's a couple games into the season so far, and you see a good drive down the gut. That time on the part of Cumberland Valley, and it's going to be an and-one situation as Colin Bayshore, a freshman, in for 2. And we'll look to make it 3 here. And Bayshore's second shot is up and good. Actually, his first shot to go along with the second one, the layup that he made. So he's got 3 points in the game.
Cumberland Valley's going to go ahead and pick up a full court in a 1-2-2. And just looks more like token pressure, but they get the turnover they want.
There's the turnover you wanted, and hard drive, and then you're going to get the obligatory charge foul when you leave your feet down inside that foul line. I'll tell you what, pretty good chance that you're going to get that called every single time. And the foul called on Surreal Oganaki. And I hope I'm doing justice to his name because we are actually not in the building. We're actually at another location here doing this game today, which we're looking forward to trying it out. All kinds of new technology. COVID has put us in that, but we're bringing you the game here tonight. Very happy to be doing that and looking forward to some good basketball throughout the evening and throughout the season as well. Good motion here by Mechanicsburg so far.
Yeah, they got good ball movement. Cumberland Valley's going man-to-man, trying to play physical, trying to assert themselves, keeping people in front of them.
It's going to be interesting, Todd, to see the level of where you're at basketball-wise as these coaches try to put their systems in. And, again, not that much time to do it, or some of the time they had prior was interrupted, and then you got to pick it up again. So the word Zoom may zoom into the season here and how well these kids have learned long distance as well.
Box-to-box screen set up, missed there, Gary. And, yeah, you're right. Just coaches and players have to be creative using technology on how you practice. So really right now the best thing you can do is throw straight to the fire and get into a game, and that's where you see what you have and what you can develop throughout the season. Mechanicsburg's also looking man-to-man.
Cumberland Valley with a nice job of just kind of nice ball screens that time, and you saw Chodberry coming in with the deuce off that. So up 10-4 so far are the Eagles. You can see a few fans in the stands tonight. Differs everywhere you go as we have a timeout on the floor. And we're going to keep it right here for the moment. Coaches tonight, head coach is Greg Bretz for the Mechanicsburg Wildcats JV team, and Bob Wolf on the other side for Cumberland Valley. And that name Wolf has been around Cumberland Valley for a long time, hasn't it, Todd?
Oh, no doubt about it. State champions on the girls' side there all those years. And
storied history there over at that school. Last year, of course, Cumberland Valley with a pretty good program. And they're in there grappling every year. And it's going to be fun this year to watch the different leagues, and especially in the Commonwealth Division where you've got Central Dauphin, who lost a tough one last night to Reading. Reading just got done clobbering York High over the weekend. Reading looks like the real class of the district going in.
Yeah, they've definitely got something special there because, you know, CD is a solid basketball program, and like you said.
Here you see this 1-2-2 trap you're talking about again, and one of the things, you know, you often say is you attack the trap press with a pass and you attack the man-to-man press with a dribble, but right here having a tough time really moving the ball very much. You almost need somebody in the middle right now, and there goes a man hooking into the middle for the moment. You need 3 near outlets on this, don't you?
Yeah, you definitely need premier outlets. You also need to stay one step behind whoever has the ball. And what happens there on that turnover, the point guard got flattened out, and that's why the ball's thrown away. It's, you know, be one step away, one step back is what we used to say.
Always creating a diamond there where you're back and
Exactly.
middle and you're constantly able to go and have 3 near outlets and then eventually break it down the floor as foul called on the play. 10-4 here in the early going.
You know,
Cumberland Valley up.
Sorry about that, Gary. JV was always an opportunity for myself, and I know you probably did it too. Your varsity coaches will come out and set out, watch the game a little bit. It's also an automatic free scouting report sometimes. You might see something that you didn't have in your scouting report in the JV game.
Look from downtown, not going to go, and it's foul called on the play against Cumberland Valley. And the foul will be against Brian Clark. You know, you always wanted to, the word got around any league you're in that did the varsity do the same thing as the JV? So you wanted to go out and sit and watch the JV and see exactly what you said. Are they going to do the same stuff, or are they a little bit different? And most programs, you know, you find they want to do the same thing. This really having a tough time with this press right now in terms of getting a decent pass.
Yeah, there's a lot of balls being thrown all over the place, and it's a nice layup and a good finish. Just Boone, Gary, watch Boone just gets to the basket, and
Boone scoring at will here. He's now got 6 points here in the early going, and you almost need another timeout here if you're Greg Bratz, because your team having a difficult time with this trap press so far.
I feel like one of the things Mechanicsburg needs to do and take a look at in the next time out, and they'll probably talk about it, is they're not getting the middle flash. They're not getting somebody into that middle, that gap in that middle, and it's not allowing them to relieve the stress off them in this press.
Well, I think one of the things too here, Todd, is it's 14-4. We'll make a correction on the board there instead of 12-4, 14-4. You have to get the correct spacing there too. The closer you are as an offensive player, the easier it is for the defense to play. So you want to space them a little bit more. You see how tight they are. You want to get wider and make the defense cover more space on the floor. As again another foul, and here again a turnover and the foul, or turnover and the quick turnaround, and the Eagles are really taking advantage of that trap press right now. And here's where maybe the lack of being able to practice on the floor a whole lot is really showing up here in the early going of the season.
I think there's no doubt about it. And I think one of the things I see too in this is the hesitation of movement. Defense does not have to play anybody if nobody's in a spot. So if you look at the first 2 guys up in that Eagles defense, when we get another opportunity at it, they're not having to do a lot of movement because there's no threat of having a man in an open space. So you'll take a look at it when they put it on here, if they do make it. We went over the line.
Chad, I thought I was 3.
And so that's the first free throw that they missed. They're 3 out of 4 so far, the Eagles. 2:56 to go in the first quarter, 15-4. Cumberland Valley's up. Let's see if they can get it, throw it back right away here, and then look middle, and then look side. And there again, they're playing that middle, which now means it's something is open deep, as again, it's going to be Boone with 9 points here in the first quarter, and timeout Cumberland Valley. Let's talk a little bit about, well, we'll take a break. We'll come right back. It's 15-4. Cumberland Valley leads it on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move more.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School, where Mechanicsburg has the ball. Let's see coming out of this timeout here if Greg Bratz is able to get his charges to handle that 1-2-2. I don't know how, and very quickly here, they're very active in this. They do a better job. Yep, there it is again, taken away. And again, it's going to be Boone off to the races, and this time he misses the layup. Mechanicsburg, that's the first time they've had a shot in a while here, Todd, just getting the other half of the court.
Yeah, they haven't even had an opportunity to get it past half court. So to get to the line, to kind of break this monotony, the only way to break a press is to get a stop offensively, or defensively, excuse me. And they haven't been able to do that because they haven't got the ball over half court. Maybe right here is an opportunity to set back and get a stop defensively.
And the first shot is up, no good, off the hands of Eli Pratt.
Presses are in your faces out of dead balls and scores. So again, Mechanicsburg can get back on D here, get a stop.
And both of them rattle out here, and of course that doesn't allow you then to set up your defense the way you want it to. So right back down to the other end is Cumberland Valley right away. harpoon gets blocked that time. Good job in the lane by Luke McCorkle.
And you see that, like we expected, Gary. You see, you see some players uncertain about things. You see some rough spots.
Yep.
There's not practice. It's not like we might have had one scrimmage. They're scrimmaging each other, if that's the case.
Well, your sophistication at this point is not going to be where it would normally be in January. You've normally got like 8, 9, 10 games under your belt by now, and basically here you are with 1 or 2 games at best, and it's tough. Good diagonal screen that time, and then screen the screener. Favorite plays coaches love to run.
So everybody have to play defense.
I like the motion that Mechanicsburg runs. There are lots of good passes, cuts, looking to try to score there, and a nice little running one-hander off the hands of Chase Brightbill.
Let's see if they get settled here defensively and see if Mechanicsburg can come up with a stop, and they're going to get a turnover. So that's exactly what you needed, just what the doctor ordered defensively here.
18-6 will correct our score there, and Mechanicsburg with 6 points now in the ball game. So let's see Mechanicsburg get it back on track here a bit. I think I gave credit to Breckbill in the last one. I think it was Logie that had the last deuce running down the lane. So
they're definitely getting good motion. Key, getting movement inside the paint.
And they're getting good positioning shots. Right there again, you don't get the shot, but you get fouled. And going to the line will be Eli Pratt. Or actually, on the inbounds here, it'll be Eli Pratt's fault in a good way for his team to have the ball inbounds. And again, they got a good shot, just not able to finalize. One of the things in modern basketball that we miss sometimes, Scott, and I know you have appreciation for this, is the beauty of the easy pass and cut. Well, you'd love to see people, so many times we want to make the big hit with the one great pass, the one great athletic play, but most teams, are regular guys, and so, 5, 6, 7, 8 easy passes are going to lead to an easy score a lot of times. It may not be as prolific as the big play, but I'll tell you what, from a coaching standpoint, it's fun to watch like this. Little backdoor. Now, they didn't execute at that time. They will later in the season. But those are the kind of things you like to see, just the good fundamental stuff and good counter plays that you run when you run a motion offense.
And I think anytime you see more than 5 passes, the defense will break down most of the time. So good ball movement, you'll see a breakdown in defense.
Well, your job is to really misshape the defense. You want the defense not to be able to retain its discipline. And when you move the ball side to side on the floor and flatten out the defense, you're eventually going to get some kind of cut, or you're going to get a nice one-on-one look to the basket. And they often say in basketball, one-on-one you score, one-on-two you pass. So again, we're in that motion type offense here. Cumberland Valley continues to play straight man-to-man. One of the things I always look for on teams like this, Todd, is how do you come off a screen? Do you come off the screen skin on skin, or do you come off with a lot of space? Is an art to losing your guy off that screen.
Yeah, you got to definitely put bodies on people. That's one thing that's not talked about much of.
Good look far side, and Spencer Nolan buries his first one of the night. Did they give him 3 on that?
He definitely looked like he was behind the line. I have to look at it again,
So it's 18-9, and you can feel Mechanicsburg kind of crawling back in the game here. And right at the end of the quarter, they're going to let it fly, and that'll be it. Quarter number 1 is in the books. Cumberland Valley up 18-9 on Mechanicsburg, all here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor, featuring Case Construction, paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching, swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. We're very quickly to start the second quarter. Cumberland Valley gets it inside, and Will Crawford, a 6'1 sophomore, able to convert. He's got 3 points in the game, and it's now 20-9. Cumberland Valley leads it here in the JV game. We're bringing you a little double action tonight. Mechanicsburg misses on the layup, rebounded Cumberland Valley, and back out and on their end of the floor right away.
One of the big differences is Cumberland Valley's getting high percentage shots, which leads to that right there, top of the key jumper. They've been getting everything inside the block. This opens that game up for them.
6'1" Kip Gottlieb, a sophomore with that 3 at the top. So up now 23, make that 24-9. And you know, Mechanicsburg has run their offense, I'd say, pretty well tonight. They just haven't been able to finalize the shots. And again, that's where a lot of the individual fundamental things are going to show up at this particular point in the season, Todd, without the number of practices you normally get to really work on those individual things.
I think Mechanicsburg's taken some tough shots. They've taken some shots where they weren't squared up necessarily, weren't as fundamental out of their offense. As far as moving the ball, they're doing a great job. Look at their motion.
Well, and the other thing is, you know, I think, and you make a great point there, good running one-hander right there from Gabe Pinsker, a 6-foot guard, a sophomore, as he runs across lane and banks it in. But, you know, when you commit to running that motion offense, then you commit to, you want to take shots out of the offense, not so much out of the individual ability. Good cut there on part of Cumberland Valley.
Cumberland Valley is effective. Yeah, they get it back. Cumberland Valley will attack the glass. They're getting shots like 5 foot away. You know, that's easy recipe basketball-wise. It's 5 foot away.
Yeah, the hardest part on a motion offense is being disciplined to patience, and so you run it for as long as it takes to get the good shot. And so many times it's tough, you know, when you're coaching, to coach kids and say, okay, we've run this for a while, and they say, well, it's time for shot, you know, instead of just saying the shot hasn't come yet. And it's a real discipline to that, I think. And of course, discipline comes with number of practices and time spent, and you're not able to do that quite as much right now as we've said over and over again. Here's Pinsker again, who's jumped out this quarter with 3 points already here in the second quarter. New man into the game is Will Crawford, number 33, who's a 6'1" sophomore. Pinsker will get a second shot here. Scoreless in the first quarter, already 4 points in the second quarter. A little different kind of stroke there, Todd, but effective.
They're going to try to make this a game. They're getting themselves back into it. It starts with defensive stops for Mechanicsburg.
Well, and again, the more you can get Cumberland Valley to miss right now, the less they can set up that defense.
You're okay when you got Cumberland Valley moving the ball around 19 foot away, but when you get that ball into the block, especially as you see them getting the ball back into Jackson Boone. Jackson Boone's their go-to inside there, but he turns the ball over.
It's interesting to watch the two styles here. Now here they get a chance to set up the press. Let's see if Mechanicsburg are able to handle this press better than they did early in the first quarter.
There should be middle rotation. When you get middle rotation, that's what you get right there.
Now you have a man wide up on the far side and get it to him.
That's what they weren't getting early on in the first quarter when they had all those turnovers. And now you try to dribble between two defenders. Mechanicsburg now starting to capitalize on some of those mistakes by Cumberland Valley.
Here's where you want to get right back in your motion offense. Get a good look outside, nice stroke. That's a good shot. I mean, that's a good, solid standstill shot for them. You know, you watch these two teams, you watch Mechanicsburg, who wants to throw a lot of passes and try to get cuts and get those inside shots. And then you see the Eagles, who really seem like they want to attack you constantly. They want to come at you. They do some good backdoor cuts and so forth, but they don't want to be hanging around on offense for a real long period of time, do they?
No, they're going to be a transitional team. They play that in the mid-pin one. The varsity team, you'll see that when the Eagles come out tonight, they like to get up and down the floor under Coach Vesky. So, Vesby, you see the same thing here. Just get into the basket.
See the foul there, and Harry up and in. Having a solid game tonight. Has 6 points here in the first half. First time to the free throw tonight. 5 out of 6 from the free throw line so far. We'll make that 4 out of 5 so far for the Eagles. We get another one here, and that one also good. So Chahari with 7 points here in the game, and Jackson Boone with 9, and Chahari with 7. They're the 2 leaders for this team thus far.
Okay, right there's a tough shot. See, he's a right-hander. He takes a fadeaway left-hand shot.
There's Boone attacking again, and here's the deal right now. You've got to have transition offense to defense for Mechanicsburg. It looks like Cumberland Valley very comfortable in transition game off the steals and also off the missed shots. You can see how quickly they were able to transition back in there for a good shot on the other end.
You know, the transition game's an adopted playing game. Like your team either doesn't do it or does it. Cumberland Valley does it. What's that mean for Mechanicsburg? If you are not rotating back, if you're the point guard and you get to the basket, a man needs to step up and rotate back because Cumberland Valley will push that ball down the floor.
I don't know if we can see it again, but I'm not too sure that Boone didn't get away with a walk that time before he actually got to the foul. But there you go. Boone with 10 points in the game, getting a chance to make it 11 here. The 6'4" sophomore up and in. He's got 11 points.
I was just going to say that when you called out his height, that's a big sophomore in at 6'4".
Here again, you see how tight they are up front. So now you start to move your people down a little bit more. You've actually got a skip pass there if you wanted it. As a coach, I used to love to see these kind of zone traps. I always thought they were a lot easier to pick apart than a good hard man-to-man. Man-to-man is such an attitude.
No doubt about it. You have to decide that you're the one that has to stop somebody, and you have to decide you're also going to play help side defense.
And zones are always a puzzle that I think you just have to take time to solve. Matchup zones are a little tougher, but you know, again, if you're running people through and so forth, you can find out where those holes are. You just have to be patient with it.
In zones, you got to attack gaps where the holes are, as you said. And man-to-man, you're determined that you've got yourself and one man to keep between you and the basket, and you have to have backside help from all your other team. It's a philosophy difference. Man-to-man zone teams different.
Really good passing that time by Mechanicsburg. The pass to the middle, the kick it opposite, feed it into the low post, and then they just missed the little duck, and then the frustration foul on top. So back here at the free throw line is Kip Gottlieb. And Gottlieb up and good. I would imagine this is something you could practice at home a lot for these guys. Seem to have no problem with their free throw shooting on either side. Gottlieb gets the second one. He's got 4 points in the game. Gottlieb's second shot is up, and that also good as it just cries over the top of the iron.
Let's watch the rotation here from Mechanicsburg. Okay, 20, be a step back, great. Middle rotation, get somebody in. We've got 4 guys up in the half court and only 1 back. So movement-wise, I'd say rotation-wise, looking at halftime is something they need to look at.
That's the best they broke it there, but then they ended up with a weak shot at the end. The guy didn't handle it cleanly. There's Boone again, and Boone just flying through for 2 more. And Boone now with 13 points. See, there's the middle guy. Now turn and look. Yeah, there it is. And then you got to come right back to the middle guy again and then opposite instead of trying to make that last long pass. If the middle guy just takes 2 steps down, you can hit him and come right back to the other side and you got a layup.
It's kind of where I wish we had the opportunity to draw on the screen. Just say if you'd be a half
Where's
step
that
back,
telestrator when you need it, right?
Yeah, half step back and rotation here, and you're going to beat that. Remember, Gary, as you look at Cumberland Valley, watch them inside here. They look 5 foot away. Boone and these guys are getting good rotation offensively. Let's take a look and see if they get something 5 foot away.
There's your 1 pass, attack, get to the post, and you get the shot inside by Boone. Boone fouls it up again, and Boone just having his way in the lane. He's got 15 points. But you take a look here, and you always want to, the first thing you want to do is look down. See, they're looking laterally. Look north and south. You want to look south to your basket right away. There you got a good shot. Didn't go, but you got the good shot that you wanted. Standing still, nobody in your face, and that's what you want to do. Take it on your terms.
Everybody rotated back for Cumberland Valley.
There you get a nice pass.
Into the layup.
In for the layup. Nice 2-on-1 coming down the court. And the Mechanicsburg is in for the easy deuce. And credited with that will be Spencer Nolan, who's got 5 points in the game.
What a press does is forces the other team, in Mechanicsburg's case, to force an up-tempo game. And a miss at times can be as much as a turnover.
Gabe Pinsker with a foul from behind, and so Mechanicsburg commits the foul, and at the line will be Cumberland Valley, and it'll be a guy who's been having some fun tonight so far. He's 3 out of 3 from the line, got 15 points in the game, and that is Jackson Boone. Two good Wild West names, right? Jackson, or Andy Jackson, and Daniel Boone. Up and good. 16 points here in the first half for Jackson Boone. 6'4" sophomore. You think he'll be getting some playing time for the varsity, huh?
I was just going to say that this is an opportunity to see a sophomore go to work at 6'4". Does that mean that you will see him creep into, 7, 8 spot off the varsity bench?
And he misses on a few things he's done wrong tonight.
Which allows Mechanicsburg to get the ball up the floor now. They need a good bucket here.
Right now, I think a lot of coaches are looking at games like this, and they're down at the moment by 19. But you look and say, okay, let's work. It's like practice. We're working to get better every game, every possession, see what we learn. And again, we're learning on the run. It's a lot different than it's been for a long, long time. A lot different than it's been for anybody over the years. That's a nice drive too, but a good block. Nice defense inside by Will Crawford for Cumberland Valley as he ties up the offensive player. 34-15 here, 1:46 to go in the first half. Todd McCall, Gary Sutton with you. High School Sports Live TV back in business here after football season, and weren't sure we're going to have a basketball season. Glad that we could bring this to you. Downtown it goes, not going to go. 3 bounces, 4 bounces. Good offensive rebound by Mechanicsburg, and then kick it back outside. That's going to miss. And Mechanicsburg's had a tough time really hooking up consistently on anything outside thus far, Todd.
Well, if you're Cumberland Valley, you said, you'll say, hey, we'll give you that shot out there.
Right.
That's been part of the problem. These are shots. I mean, they look good. They're in the flow of their offense. But if you're settling only for 20 foot away, it's going to be a long night for you. And Cumberland Valley plays into their hands because they run off a miss. They run in transition.
They live in the transition, I think, much more comfortably than does Mechanicsburg, at least at this point in the season. Chud Harry with yet another one. He's made his last 3. He's now got 8 points in the game and make it 9. He doesn't look like he's having any problem with the charity strike. So Mechanicsburg not looking at any press this time from Cumberland Valley.
Remember, stops, any way you get a stop, stops break or press because you don't have to have, they don't get time to set it up. Good ball movement.
One of the things you want to do, though, with this motion offense, too, is you don't want to just go lateral. You want to make sure that you're attacking, or, you're kind of going side to side, east and west. You want to eventually move down. See, they went side to side there and only got like a 19-footer.
And anyway, they're only getting motion at the top of their offense.
Right.
They're not getting anything block to block or box to box, and that's why they're not getting any high percentage shots right now.
And what happens when you're doing that, too, is you're looking side to side. You're not looking at the basket with the idea of the attack in the offense, which is, I think, a great point that you're making. Watch the eyes for Cumberland Valley. Every time they're looking at the basket first. Triple threat position. They're looking to get a penetrating pass here. Look inside all the time. Everything is geared to scoring. You come off the ball screen, and you get a pretty good shot inside or a foul, or both.
Will Crawford, he was patient, found the opportunity to take it, but this is after 4 or 5 passes.
Right, and you can see the attack. Constantly the eyes looking at the basket, attacking. Here's your ball screen right there. And Crawford up strong, and the foul is called. Crawford's going to get 2. And we'll get a chance to make it 3 right here. Crawford in the game with 5 points. Balanced scoring here so far for the Eagles. Crawford's shot is up. That's no good.
I always said that Mechanicsburg was a tough place. Had some wins and had some losses as a head coach here. There's a lot of space in that background behind that basket. It was always a tough place to shoot. Free throw wise, I could say I've had plenty of our teams that I've coached through the past that didn't shoot very well at Mechanicsburg.
One of my favorite games I ever had was Mechanicsburg. It was the Eastern Final back in 1987, and my team beat Trinity by 1 in the Eastern Championship to move into the state final. So we played in Mechanicsburg, and it was one of the stranger courts, just the way it's lined up, that I've ever had the opportunity to coach on or my kids played on. Good job getting up and in here. Off the hands of Luke McCorkle, his first points of the evening. McCorkle with 1 in the book, looking for number 2 here. McCorkle off with this one. Rebound goes to Cumberland Valley, and they've got the basketball. 29 seconds to go here.
If I'm Cumberland Valley, I'm just playing for the last shot. I mean, you've got a nice lead here. You're right before halftime. Make sure you get the good one that you've been getting. 5 foot away. Keep the ball moving. You're at 15. You don't even need to take it until about 10.
And instead, but Harry says, well, maybe I'll take it a little early and I'll make it for you too.
Well, we'll take that for sure as a coach.
That's a no, 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 yes. 4 seconds to go. Looking to get the final shot off here is Mechanicsburg. They do. Downtown and buries it. And a great job by Mechanicsburg of getting in here to end the half on a positive note as Luke McCorkle with it. And it's 41-16 here at the half. Cumberland Valley Eagles in control. We'll take a break. We'll come back with halftime right after this on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
High School Sports Live is really excited that in 2021, we're going to bring high school rivalries right in your living room. Eric Brewer from Integrity First Home Buyers is with me. He's a community guy. He stepped up to help make it possible for parents and community members to see High School Sports Live right in their backyard. Talk about why you're passionate and why you feel like it's a mandate for families in the community to see sports during this time.
As an athlete growing up, some of the fondest memories I had was seeing my parents in the stands, knowing that they were there to support me throughout the week of practice in preparation for games. The biggest moment for me was the opportunity to play in front of my friends and family. As a parent, I've been on the other side now, and I want to be there for my children, specifically for my son. The kids and the student athletes still know that their parents are watching, and then as parents, we can still be there to experience and cheer our kids and our student athletes on, even if it's through the television, because we can't be there personally.
Well, we appreciate that. We know the viewers at home appreciate you making this possible. Integrity First Home Buyers is not just an overnight operation. You've been around for 15 years. Talk about we can buy your house, the cash, all the features. Talk about those.
Thanks for asking, Charlie. I guess the biggest thing would be when we buy houses, we buy them all cash, as is. We allow people the freedom and flexibility to choose their settlement date, and then there's no fees or commissions. So we've been around for 15 plus years. We are a member, and we do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Can you define quick settlement a little bit more? Because some people might need the flexibility of having a settlement happen a little later as compared to right away. Define that a little bit.
So quick solutions allow flexibility with settlements is what I like to use when I describe it. Some people want to have the solution of having their house sold, but the settlement for them might be something that they want to schedule maybe a month, 2 months, or 3 months out in advance. So we always say we provide maximum flexibility to our sellers, which means we can make you an offer on your property and we can settle in as little as 7 days or as long as 7 months, whichever works best for you.
I like the cash feature. However, my favorite is as is. I'm a guy that doesn't want to have to redo the roof or paint the house, and as is appeals to me. Talk to everyone about what as is really is.
So let me tell you about as is. As is means you're selling the property in its current condition with no obligation to make any repairs. So a lot of times people will market and agree to sell their property as is, but you got home inspectors and appraisers and all of these people that come in and may require different repairs for the property in order to get it to settlement. When we buy it as is, there are absolutely no repairs. We'll buy it with a leaky roof, a failed furnace, a bad septic, literally anything that would go wrong with the house, we'll buy it just the way it sits.
Well, we really appreciate your support. You go to ericbuysyourhouse.com and you're going to find out more information about how you can take advantage of a successful business that might be able to help your family in a time of need.
Life does get expensive.
But I feel like a giant. I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, you know what? That's great.
Yeah.
Teach your children well.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Produce is a staple here in our household. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
Teach your children well.
And welcome back for our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. It's Mechanicsburg and Cumberland Valley, the JV game. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you, and we're separated here by a little piece of plastic and a little space, and you know, trying to make sure we're doing all the right things too, socially distancing here during the course of this indoor season. But you look at the halftime numbers so far, and it's Cumberland Valley up 41-19. That's a big number, Todd. But you see the leading scorer, Jackson Boone, basically off a lot of transition buckets, 18 points. Colin Bayshore with 4. Sarab Chudhary with a couple of threes had 9 points, a freshman. Kip Gottlieb with 5, and Will Crawford with 5 here in the first half. And over on the Mechanicsburg side, you had Spencer Nolan with a 3 and a deuce for 5 points. Jeff Lugie had 2. You had Luke McCorkle with 4. Nathan Bardo with 4. Seth Brubaker with 4, and also Gabe Pinsker with 4 points for a total of 19 in the first half. 41-19 at the half. Your thoughts about the first half?
I think, you know, one of the things in the at halftime right now, Mechanicsburg's talking about how to break that press, how to actually stop the turnover bleeding, and how to get high percentage shots in their motion offense. Cumberland Valley, they're probably going to show that same look and say, hey, until they beat us this press, why do we need to be doing anything different? And I think if you're Cumberland Valley right now, the coaching staff saying, hey, you're doing everything we want you to do. You're getting shots 5 foot away. That's the difference.
You coached a lot of basketball games over the years, and you look at it, you're running the motion offense, and we talked about motion offense as a discipline. So it seems to me you have a choice. Number 1, you have to make more shots, or number 2, you have to get easier shots and more passes, go that extra 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th pass in. What would you be doing at this particular point in terms of what you would be saying to your kids?
If I'm looking at Cumberland Valley, I'm saying this. I like what we're doing defensively. Let's keep that pressure up. Let's keep them up above the foul line playing their offense, and that's what they've done. If you're Mechanicsburg to try to beat that defense, I think we've got to say to ourselves, we've got to take a dribble down to the box. We've got to get a box-to-box screen. We've got to lay bodies on people. We've got to get the ball 5 foot away.
Yeah, I think the idea of attacking space a little bit more and doing what Cumberland Valley's done, which is look at the basket, that's really going to be important for Mechanicsburg here in the second half. We got some highlights here to show you in the first half. Let's take a look at them. And Chad Edwards and our great crew from Invicta here is going to put those up. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We'll get those highlights for you here. It's High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. Let's go to some highlights right now here at the first half of the JV game, and here we go. And this is one of the things we saw first half, the transition game, Todd.
It was definitely off of misses. They went up and down the floor, and Boone, Jackson Boone at 6'4", he knew where to be at the right spot. Mechanicsburg outside shot was what they were looking for. They were actually trying to nail that long shot. But look at this. Just good ball movement will also, if you're inside, it'll set out your outside game.
Chad Harry with a couple nice threes in the first half, and there's Chad Harry with the steal now. And here you saw way too much of this if you were Mechanicsburg in the first half. And there was Chad Harry. Maybe he would have been wiser to pass off there. Got called for the player control foul. And then here's Mr. Boone again, handing off to Chad Harry. He's going to come off hard.
See that first look? The handoff is definitely a deliberate thing in their offense. It's a handoff, and it's an automatic back screen. But they get 5 foot away, and a lot of this was off the turnovers. Boone capitalized on turnovers in the first half.
And Boone with a little Euro step there to get in for that one. But there's Boone again. And that Euro step is a big part of his game, isn't it?
Boy, for a sophomore, he's got that play down, and he has a very strong left hand, as you saw there, Gary, in that highlight.
Good movement of the basketball. Here was a great example of getting a good shot out of that, as was buried by Spencer Nolan for Mechanicsburg. And then down the lane went Gabe Pinsker for a nice running one-hander. So you saw some really good glimpses there in the first half. It just wasn't consistent for Mechanicsburg.
And then this is tough. There's no way to defend the big boy. Let's see what they do here. Mechanicsburg gets an opportunity to have that ball first.
Well, let's see. They come out of a box set this time.
They were looking to go curl cuts off the elbow, and then Boone steps in and comes away with it.
You made the pass a little early. You got to wait for that guy to get to the post before you make the pass. You can't anticipate it. Down the lane it goes, and again, it's Chad Harry having an outstanding basketball game so far. He's now got 11 points. Here they are off and running again off the missed shot.
The pace of the game favors Cumberland Valley, does not favor Mechanicsburg, and that in the up and down game. That was evident in the first half as well, and you're seeing it here a little bit in the second half already.
You know, you and I have talked a lot over the years that we've done games. You know, your offense for Mechanicsburg becomes your defense, because when you have it, first of all, they don't. But second of all, if you're getting high percentage inside shots and you're making them, that allows you to set your defense up. When you're not, you're on the back heels running backward all the time because you're coming off missed shots.
I'm not sure what the call was here.
So Mechanicsburg's going to retain possession. There's that screen, the screener play again, and this time they get a nice look and a nice score off that. They screened the screener that time, and nice job of coming off there by Seth Brubaker. He's got 6 points in the game.
That's what Mechanicsburg wants. They want that ball off that screen to the screen, 5 foot away. Easy layup.
There's a good look outside, not going to go. Offensive rebound, though, and then right back inside it comes, and a beautiful pass to set up an easy bucket by Kip Gottlieb, who's now got 7 on the night.
Good unselfish basketball at Cumberland Valley. They're finding each other. I think Boone's also a great passer out of the offense too, finding his teammates.
And getting good shots here is Mechanicsburg not going to go. And again, if you're not making those shots, you know, it's one thing to say I can take the shot, another thing to say I can make the shot.
Well, it's one pass and taking it too, so it doesn't have, the defense doesn't have to work.
This guy can take the shot. Oganaki with a nice 3 downtown. Foul apparently called in the play here. And Mechanicsburg will be at the line. Jamalkowski with the shot. He's up and good. His first points of the night. He's a 6'2" sophomore forward. And second one is up and good by Jamalkowski. Jemielkowski, I should say. That's quite a name. Again, you look, never more than about 3 to 4 passes in their offense, and they're ready to go. I mean, they're attacking you all the time, aren't they, Todd?
Yeah, they are. They're definitely looking, and all 5 guys attack. That's the difference in the Valley offensively. All 5 guys on the floor are able to get to the basket and score. That makes it tough for a defense.
One of the simplest things in basketball is that you hear people say square up, face the basket, and when you do that, you put yourself into an offensive mode. When you don't do that, you know, you're basically playing defense with the basketball. Good inside pass, push from behind, foul. Going to be on Boone.
And that's what you got to do. You got to draw fouls on 23 on Boone, because if you can get him off the floor a little bit, you might be able to come back in this game, stop this bleeding.
Kaylee, after a score, I'll give you
if you're Mechanicsburg, don't waste a dribble when you have it in your hand. I've noticed it today, they're putting the ball a lot. Not in this possession, but they pick the ball up after a dribble. If you just come to a foul, will take it to the basket more.
Shot from Pinsker.
Like
Here comes well, you got the steal, but then you need to go up with the left hand there and just kind of a half throw. But drawing the foul anyway and heading to the line will be Seth Brubaker.
Well, it's relevant. Remember, you tell kids a lot, don't waste a dribble. So if you're 19 foot away, you take the dribble beside you and went nowhere with it, then you've really allowed that defense not to have to move at all. I think Mechanicsburg a little bit better here in the second half. They're starting to do a little bit more to get to the basket. In other words, using the ball to get to the basket.
Well, the dribble's a vehicle, and if you're driving your vehicle, you don't want to drive in neutral. You want to make sure you're going forward all the time. And the great point that you make, that dribble should have a purpose. The purpose should be a drive. Normally, you're getting a good angles for the pass. Good defenses have too so far in the half court for Mechanicsburg. Getting some steals, getting up in the lanes, doing a much better job, I thought, than even the first half. Of course, the first half, there wasn't a whole lot of half court defense we played because it was transition for Cumberland Valley most of the first half.
Yeah, they did not get the opportunities they're getting out in the second half. But yes, hats off to the Wildcat defense right now. They're actually starting to get some stops, and that's stop back-to-back stops, not just a stop here out of the sixth. So it's stops that are back-to-back.
You're going to watch coaches doing a lot of teaching this year on the run, places where they normally would be reaping the benefits of practice. Not going to hear again. Top of the key. Good that time. And again, Spencer Nolan with another 3, and Nolan on the night has 8 points. Nolan only a 5'10" sophomore. Pretty good look at the top of the key. Best look in the house for a 3. Ooh, no block out there, and you see what happens. You don't block out the big guy, Kip Gottlieb, 6'1". He's in for 2. He's now got 9 in the game. Good double screen that time, a weak side cut.
A bit of a tough shot, a little bit of a force.
Good post up. Again, the big guy in there. He's got 20 points now in the game. Does Jackson Boone.
Boone does a lot of fundamental things already for a sophomore. He uses his body well. He keeps people on his back. He turns and squares well.
He's kind of wiry guy. You could probably see him being played even in the 3 sometimes. Good job coming through off the screen that time. And in for another layup is Spencer Nolan, who's having a good second half. He's got 5 points, 10 in the game.
He's starting to step his game up a little bit, finding some scoring from Mechanicsburg.
What can you do without the basketball? Well, once you steal it, you go in for the layup here. And nice job that time by Pinsker of getting in. And Pinsker's now got 6 points on the night off a good steal. There's Boone again, though, showing you the left hand that time, Todd.
Boone has just all kinds of weapons in the arsenal.
Got 22 points in the scoring line, too. Great takeaway. Good hustle by Cumberland Valley here.
Tough play on him. Good.
And finishing off down the court is going to be number 31.
Yeah, sorry about that, Gary. One of the things, when you pull the ball or you steal the ball and you throw it back towards your own, the opposing team's basket, it's better to just take that ball out of bounds. That last layup for Cumberland Valley, just kind of an ill-advised.
Another guy jumps in the double-figure category there, Todd, with Gottlieb with his 11th point. He's only 6'1". So at the line for 2 shots is Nathan Bardo, who has not been to the line yet tonight. He's more. Pardo is up and out. New players into the game. Luke McCorkle, number 21, back in there now. And Pardo back for his second shot. Also Seth Brubaker back in there now for the Wildcats. Bardo's second shot up and good, and Bardo in the book for his third point tonight. And Eli Pratt into the game now also, a 6-foot sophomore. Seems like I say 6-foot sophomores everywhere here in this game. Take a look at the number of passes. There's one pass, there's two passes, and they're scoring. I mean, they're ready to go. This is a team that loves to attack, and they've got the weapons to do it right now.
Well, they hurt you inside and outside. They can knock down the three ball too as well, and that makes it very dangerous.
Colin Bayshore with 7 points. It's knocked the three down, and missed shot here on the stick back, taken down by Brown. 1:36 to go here in the third quarter. You're watching High School Sports Live TV at the JV game. A little extra coverage tonight for you. Two passes, and they're looking to score. Rebound from Pinsker.
It's with the purpose, although too, they go with the purpose with the ball and they get to the basket. Cumberland Valley does.
Do a lot of ball screening, a lot of screen, a lot of tacking. And they're constantly hunting for that penetrating pass and that penetrating, as you mentioned, Todd. So Eli Pratt will head to the line here. Interesting watching the players play with masks tonight.
Yeah, that'd be such a tough thing to have to do. These guys are in way better condition than than a lot of us adults, but to get that full breath you need sometime in basketball because it's such a transition game. I mean, your heart rate, we know. I mean, it is
Pratt 3 times on the line tonight has yet to have a bucket off that. So here's Cumberland Valley now. They've shown this set a lot. They bring Boone to the high post. And he becomes kind of the middle of the spoke of the wheel. That ball screen again and gets that man wide open for a good shot. That is a good offensive rebound by Cumberland Valley, and then the attack to the basket.
Yeah, the second and third shots will kill you. Mechanicsburg's got to get a body on two guys and box out. There's a good rebound.
27 seconds to go here in the quarter. 59-32. Cumberland Valley comfortably in the lead right now. 19 seconds to go. Let's see what they do for the last shot. Very good to see Boone now in the high post on the right side. They just kind of keep a good spacing the whole time.
That's a tough shot if it counts. I don't know if they call it.
I don't think they gave him the shot there. Still 59-32, and the ball goes to Mechanicsburg with 9.8 seconds to go. Let's see what they can get going here. Handoff pass, and I think he was still out of bounds when he handed it off to him.
I think Nolan stepped out, but yeah, I don't think he ever came in. I think he was on the purple on the out of bounds line, and that's going to be called, and Cumberland Valley gets the ball right back.
So what do you got with 2.7 seconds to go? Usually a lob toward the basket or might be what's in order.
I'd say Boone any way you can get it in his hand, but
they get the shot at the end, but not going to go. 59-32. We're at the end of 3 quarters here. This is High School Sports Live TV. Extra coverage tonight with the JV game on ABC 27.3.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
Produce is a staple here in our house. Across the board, everybody loves it.
They enjoy cucumbers, bell peppers,
Strawberries and blueberries. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
The kids will go for the fresh stuff every single time because they appreciate nature and what she provides.
And know they love
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world. And we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School, where it's 59-32 and just into the final quarter now. No changes here. Todd McCool, Gary Sutton with you. Glad to be bringing you the beginning of basketball season here, as these teams have a couple of games in. Checking the game now, Tristan Hatcher for the first time, a sophomore, 5'10" for Cumberland Valley. And Mechanicsburg has the basketball.
Yeah, they turned it over. The good defense of Mechanicsburg was Stain, Chester. That time they got the turnover they wanted.
Just haven't been able to hit that shot, the medium range shot or even the three. They've gotten a bunch of good looks, just haven't been able to knock it down, and that's something they have to improve on. Obviously, throughout the course of the season, you got to make shots in basketball. Brown is out of there now, but running the same basic offense, that high post kind of swing offense is what it looks like.
Got to stop there, pushing the ball to the floor. Look at this, maybe an easy bucket. They're missing an easy layup there.
Yeah, you got the good look from Brubaker coming down the floor and just couldn't finalize.
Look at the speed in the transition. It's gotten very hefty. And we'll see if it starts to benefit Mechanicsburg a little bit, but I don't think it will.
I don't think Mechanicsburg's probably the transition team yet they hope to be. It's like they're a little awkward with it in terms of getting the easy shot to finish it off.
I don't think you realize how one team can take you out of your game, but a team that pushes the ball naturally can take you out of your game, and you start playing at a hectic pace you're not used to.
And you can see timeout called on the floor there by Greg Bretz and Mechanicsburg, and maybe talking about that very point, Todd, that you got to be who you are. The character that you created for your team is who you are, and you got to play the game that way.
And that's right, and I think that right now that's probably the first thing I'd say. I know we're down 5 minutes to go, and we're down a lot. We need to cut this thing somewhere close to 12 points if we can by about the 8-minute mark, or 3-minute mark, excuse me. And if we can do that, if we can get 12 and get under, we can creep back in this. But the only way we're going to do it is getting stopped defensively.
And I think what you're talking about here is the game within the game too. That you're playing mini games. Now you say, okay, in the next 2 or 3 minutes, let's knock 10 points off this thing. Let's just work on it a little bit at a time, and I think that's the wise way to go about it. So let's see what Mechanicsburg could do here and what they learned during the timeout.
They had some many opportunities here, even at the start of this fourth quarter, to get easy layups that they didn't convert on. Coach probably mentioned that too in the timeout.
Of course, you got some new uniforms in here too. Some people that are going to get a good look. I tell you, this guy has played a pretty solid game here tonight. Breck Bob.
Yeah, he gets to the basket. He makes a good ball fake and gets to the basket. Just got to finish.
And he has not scored yet tonight, but he's gotten some good looks, and that's been the modus operandi for Mechanicsburg this season. So as you look at this film later on, you're going to say, okay, we got the shots we wanted. Now we just have to be better at finalizing, and that's going to be the key thing for them, because they're very well coached. They're running a good offense. I'll tell you, like Greg Bretz is working up and down the side here in every position. There you see Bob Wolf. He's been through these before. His team very well coached. So you're seeing a lot of good coaching and playing going on here tonight. But again, throw that whole COVID thing in there. That's a factor that no one ever thought they'd have coming to this season.
One of the things, that comes up with this.
We're going to get him on the arm.
I'm interested in watching this half-court defense out of Mechanicsburg. One of the things I've noticed they're doing, they're leaving their feet a lot on ball fakes. Cumberland Valley does a great job with the ball fake. And watch Mechanicsburg, they leave their feet a lot. So that's something that you probably look at, talk about tomorrow in practice. Hey guys, we got to stay on the floor. Do not overcommit. Let's see if we see this. Cumberland Valley's done a great job with this fundamentally tonight.
Well, and one of the reasons too is every one of them squares up. So when you square up, you're in great position now to, pass, to drive, to score. And they're able to do a lot with the ball faking by facing the basket. And then they get that good ball screen on it, makes it even that much more effective.
Yeah, and all 5 guys in red right now are a threat to score, and that puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
I like this little high post offense they're running. It's basically 4 around the post. But you use that post guy in so many different ways.
Yeah, you curl, use him as a relief outlet. You curl off of him sometimes. I've seen him use double curl out. And there's the turnover.
Yeah, they were looking for a baseline back door. And a good steal by Mechanicsburg. And in for the easy layup is Luke McCorkle. And McCorkle with 6 points on the evening. Downtown it goes, and it eventually goes in, and that from Ryan Clark. His first points of the night. He's got 3 in the game.
Ryan Clark gets the roll, too. It went up, bounced up off that rim a couple times, and nice soft, and went in. Coming right off the bench and scoring.
How about the other end? The answer by Luke McCorkle, who all of a sudden has gotten hot here in the fourth quarter. He's got 5 points in this quarter, 9 for the game.
Yeah, I like McCorkle. Look, he comes up with a steal.
And looking to that far side for the pass. Doing the right thing, maybe just not the best pass, but gets tipped away at the end, and Mechanicsburg will keep the basketball.
One of the things I might tell Mr. Nate Bardo is he did go past that foul line, and that's tough. That means the guy only has to play one guy really defensively. So one guy can stretch that out when you break it. Once you break that plane to the foul line, you're better off taking it off and drawing the defense and taking the shot yourself.
Another good look from the outside, and this guy has had a good night. He's got 13 points in the game. He's Spencer Nolan, the 5'10 sophomore. That's his 3rd 3 of the night. He's been a very good bright spot here for Mechanicsburg. Again, getting good shots out of the offense that time. Mechanicsburg plays hard on the ball defense.
Give them a lot of credit. They have, both teams are committing to the man-to-man and doing a pretty good job. I think the help side defense has been a little bit slow out of the Wildcats tonight, but that's something they can work on. This is early in the season.
Right.
You play this same game later on, you can see a different team.
Running one-hander, not going to go. Rebound goes to the Eagles, and they are off and doing what they love to do, which is run. And good defensive transition that time to get back, and Mechanicsburg keeps the basketball. Good steal. Tough shot, will not go off the hands of Bardo. The ball will go back over to Cumberland Valley. They're up 62 to 38, 2:40 to go. Don't forget we've got the varsity game coming up, and there you see Greg Bretz. Into the game now, Jake Jimolkowski, and also Jeff Lugie, the 5'11 freshman. These two teams separated by what, about 2 miles maybe?
If that. I mean, these guys know each other. They come up through rec leagues and played against each other a lot. So it's, and you throw Trinity in there being so close in Camp Hill, and the 4 teams really have their share of good players on the West Shore through the years.
Yeah, a lot of really good players in a 4 or 5 mile radius. Here's Pinsker back in, along with Eli Pratt. So they continue to rotate a lot of players here, does Mechanicsburg. Hard drive, kick out. Become a big part of the modern game, hasn't it? The drive and the kick opposite to the corner.
Drive, kick. Results in a turnover here, but Mechanicsburg getting down the floor, and that's good defense, actually.
Mechanicsburg attacking the basket nicely that time with Jimolkowski. Will head to the line, and the foul will be called against Will Crawford.
Crawford's played a nice game today. He's definitely one of those guys. He demands the defensive respect because he's constantly moving. He's constantly squaring up, looking for other people.
Tell you what, Jimolkowski's been practicing his free throws in the off time. He's 3 out of 3 so far tonight. Gets another chance here for his 4th. Jake Jimolkowski, a 6'2 sophomore. Future looks bright for him. Be a lot of upside for all these teams here with this late season starting. Their clock is frozen right now. We're watching there. How it finally gets started. COVID's even affecting the clock, right? So good though to see these kids, back out playing, doing what they can do. Todd, we saw so many seasons affected last year, and seasons canceled, and it just, you only get through this one time in your life. So trying to do it and do it safely and keep these kids safe is really what it's all about.
I would agree. This is what the kids wanted to do. This helps them educationally speaking, mentally speaking. Get out, play the game you love.
So I think they're going to call a walk here.
Looked like he might have shuffled an extra step and into the basket.
So 1:44 left in this one. 22-point lead for Cumberland Valley. Mechanicsburg with the basketball. He's shown some real upside here in the second half. I think much more aggressive offensively. Played some pretty good defense here in this half. Got some better transition buckets.
I think if they finish some of the layups that they had and play like this, start next time you see them, if these two teams ever faced off again, next time you'd see each other, that this would be a different ball game. Mechanicsburg has settled down a lot in the second half.
Of course, you and I both said earlier here, Todd, reps, getting reps in practice every day is going to help too. Yes, right now, you're trying to do a lot of things in game time that you normally would have prepared during practice. That shot by, I believe, Gottlieb that time, if I'm not mistaken, or was it Paganaki? Tough shot that time by Breckville going through.
I'd like to see Breckville make one of them, get an opportunity to scratch tonight and get on the scoreboard. He's gotten the basket a few times.
There's Lugie heading to the line now. He's got 2 points on the evening, looking to make it 3 and maybe 4 here. Shots up, and that's not going to go. So second opportunity coming up here. And this one knocks it in. He's got 3 on the night. Jeff Lugie. Lead cut 62 to 41 now. 40 seconds to go. About 64-41 rather. An easy layup that time. One of the few easy layups they've gotten this half. That off the hands of Will Crawford.
Just a breakdown on defense, and the help side wasn't there. Nobody was seeing the ball on their man in that situation for Mechanicsburg.
Take it on down to 15 seconds now.
You know, good chance these teams obviously will not see each other since one plays a division above the other, but, you know, being right there, this is a good game to play in a non-league situation. You know, you're playing a naval rivalry. For Mechanicsburg, you're playing a team that's in an upper division. You know, test you. It tests you for what you see in the Keystone division that Mechanicsburg plays in, and then, you know, Cumberland Valley in the Commonwealth.
And here's Lugie back at the line again.
You speak of these two divisions in particular, Gary. We know we've called a lot of tough games where we've seen times where the Keystone looked a little tougher than the Commonwealth. Most of the time, the Commonwealth has been one of those where it's just been bloodbaths when you're in those type of games. But these two divisions, interesting in Mid-Penn, have been really fun divisions. A lot of talent.
4 points for Lugie tonight, and of course the Commonwealth is really the basis of the old Central Penn.
Exactly.
Which is what the 4A and 6A schools now.
And then before that, what, the old Blue Mountain was it?
Now you're down to 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is going to do it. And the JV game is history, and it's Central Dauphin, good grief. Cumberland Valley, forgive me. COVID's got me too. Winning 66-42 here at Mechanicsburg in the JV game. And we are going to get ready now for the varsity game coming up here next, as Mechanicsburg and Cumberland Valley will meet in a cross the highway rivalry, and we're looking forward to bringing all that to you on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3. Jackson Boone in this game, the lead scorer with 22 points. Kip Gottlieb chipped in 11. Sarah Trudhari had 11 as well for Cumberland Valley. On the other side with 13 points, Spencer Nolan led all scorers for the Mechanicsburg Wildcats, and Seth Brubaker had 7 as well. We'll take a break. We'll come back and bring you the big game coming up here, the varsity game. It's Mechanicsburg, our site tonight, and Cumberland Valley invading Mechanicsburg for a big matchup, all here on High School Sports Live TV. For Todd McCall, I'm Gary Sutton. Back with more right after this.
We're here at OSS Health with another live interview with Dr. Abby Kelly. She has a special program she developed here at OSS Health. It's unique to South Central Pennsylvania and beyond. She's going to talk about it. It's a female-focused program.
So I developed the program specifically for female athletes, and the goal is to treat them as a whole. So not only prevent, treat, or manage their orthopedic injuries, but also treat their medical conditions, any psychological conditions that they're suffering from, or nutritional deficiencies. So it's those types of things that are also really important for the female athlete to excel in sport.
I want to ask you this. High school student athletes, there's a lot of females watching, a lot of girls athletes out there watching High School Sports Live. We hope so. Out of the menu you listed, what is the common reason why these female athletes at the high school level maybe need to come to this program? What are you seeing?
I think one of the number one things definitely is injury prevention. There are some orthopedic injuries that are really common among the female athletes. So we have athletic trainers that are heavily involved in injury prevention and some different types of programs that the female athlete can participate in. We also have a strength and conditioning coaches on a referral basis that I can recommend for female athletes. One of the other big components of the program is nutrition. So oftentimes these athletes are not actually eating enough calories to account for what they're expending without knowing it. So really, the program is to provide education, sometimes just simply some education on sports nutrition, sports psychology, like performance anxiety, those types of things, and also prevention of injury.
Having 3 daughters of my own, this is a great program. My big question is, how can a mom or a dad or a coach recommend their daughter and refer their daughter to your program? How can they get in this program?
Yeah, so it's very easy to get plugged in with me here at OSS Health. I see patients in the Powder Mill location in York and also in the Mechanicsburg location. Our website has services listed, and under services is the female athlete program, so you can schedule an appointment with me through our website, or you can call our main number at 717-848-4800 and get scheduled with me in one of the 2 offices that I see patients in.
Dr. Abby Kelly, the focus on female athletes, this is unique. Not only is this program unique, but OSS Health Orthopedic Center in Mechanicsburg is one of the only, if not the only in South Central Pennsylvania, walk-up orthopedic care centers. Take advantage of it. You can go to their website at osshealth.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
We're here at OSS Health with another live interview with Dr. Abby Kelly. She has a special program she developed here at OSS Health. It's unique to South Central Pennsylvania and beyond. She's going to talk about it. It's a female-focused program.
So I developed the program specifically for female athletes, and the goal is to treat them as a whole. So not only prevent, treat, or manage their orthopedic injuries, but also treat their medical conditions, any psychological conditions that they're suffering from, or nutritional deficiencies. So it's those types of things that are also really important for the female athlete to excel in sport.
I want to ask you this. High school student athletes, there's a lot of females watching, a lot of girls athletes out there watching High School Sports Live. We hope so. Out of the menu you listed, what is the common reason why these female athletes at the high school level maybe need to come to this program? What are you seeing?
I think one of the number one things definitely is injury prevention. There are some orthopedic injuries that are really common among the female athletes. So we have athletic trainers that are heavily involved in injury prevention and some different types of programs that the female athlete can participate in. We also have a strength and conditioning coaches on a referral basis that I can recommend for female athletes. One of the other big components of the program is nutrition. So oftentimes these athletes are not actually eating enough calories to account for what they're expending without knowing it. So really, the program is to provide education, sometimes just simply some education on sports nutrition, sports psychology, like performance anxiety, those types of things, and also prevention of injury.
Having 3 daughters of my own, this is a great program. My big question is, how can a mom or a dad or a coach recommend their daughter and refer their daughter to your program? How can they get in this program?
Yeah, so it's very easy to get plugged in with me here at OSS Health. I, see patients in the Powder Mill location in York and also in the Mechanicsburg location. Our website has services listed, and under services is the female athlete program, so you can schedule an appointment with me through our website, or you can call our main number at 717-848-4800 and get scheduled with me in one of the 2 offices that I see patients in.
Dr. Abby Kelly, the focus on female athletes, this is unique. Not only is this program unique, but OSS Health Orthopedic Center in Mechanicsburg is one of the only, if not the only in South Central Pennsylvania, walk-up orthopedic care centers. Take advantage of it. You can go to their website at OSSHealth.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Advanced Hoops is offering the 3D guarantee. Charlie Fortney believes the 3 dimensions are game speed shooting with professional instruction, crossover intensity with ball handling whiz Gerald Jarman, and 5-on-5 games building playing experience in competition. These 3 dimensions are needed for well-rounded training.
I'm looking for players that want to take their game to the next dimension. The 3D guarantee is for players who want to work.
To sign up for the 3D guarantee, go to advancedhoops.com.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith. Fasten your seatbelt.
To become a top defensive player, you need proper lateral technique. The cone-to-cone lateral slide drill will help a player practice getting quicker. It's important to keep the feet wide while the player is in a sit-down position with the back upright. When sliding back and forth, avoid crossing the feet or bringing feet together. Big focus on short, choppier steps. The lateral cone drill is just one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
One of the key moves I teach young players is the drop step. It's important to establish position first with both feet in the neutral position. Allowing players to choose either pivot foot, depending on the defense's position. Once you secure the ball, using a power dribble, drop step toward the basket with 2 hands to seal the defender. This will help a young player finish with great balance. The drop step is just one move a young player will learn in my post class.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Gerald Jarman, former Division I point guard from the University of Richmond. The figure 8 cone dribbling drill is a great drill to teach players how to cross over right and left as they go around the cones in a figure 8 pattern. This also teaches a player to hook the ball right and left as they go around the cone. These skills in a game speed motion will help a player develop control and speed in the open court. The most effective way to execute this drill is to time them in 30-second intervals so they push themselves at a fast pace. This is a key drill I teach my players in my class.
High School Sports Live is proud to present our first game of the 2021 season between the highly talented Cumberland Valley Eagles and the Mechanicsburg Wildcats. Tonight's live broadcast is made possible by our key sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and a special community sponsors. Our special community sponsors tonight are Hoffman Ford, Giant Foods, Jack Giambalvo, Advanced Hoops, and Commonwealth Charter Academy. And I'm Gary Sutton alongside of Todd McCall tonight as we come to you live from Mechanicsburg High School, where Cumberland Valley comes across the border about 2 miles away to have a little backyard brawl to start this season. Todd, good to see you again and good to be working with you tonight. We talk about Cumberland Valley. This is a team that came in with a record from last year, 18-5. They were third in the Commonwealth. They're expected to do some good things this year. They're being talked about as one of the top three again. And when you start with them, you start with Sam Sherry, who's a big load there on the inside at 6'9".
Well, he's 6'9", and we saw him last year, and we thought that, man, he handled himself well on the open floor. He had a Euro kind of feel to him. At 6'9", how do you stop a guy that can shoot outside? He dribbles the ball well, and he finishes well. They're going to have to definitely keep Sam Sherry off the glass.
And, of course, when you talk about size inside, they've also got a big guy to go with him, Ben Drury, who's 6'7", who's also very athletic. But Sherry heading off to Elon College next year. He's a guy that had 28 threes last year, and he can also take you inside and outside and all around the town. On the other side, you got a Mechanicsburg team coming in here, had a tough season last season, 7-15, 4-10 in the league. But they've got a guy who really has come along, Lucas Rhodes, and he's really the heart and soul of this team.
I got an opportunity to see Lucas Rhodes in portions of that Northern game, and what I liked very well is he's that kind of guy that everybody wants. He's gritty. He does well in transition, gets to the basket well. He's elevated his game. He's gotten more physical in the weight room. And one of the things he did very well against Northern in a loss, unfortunately, but he did well. He got his shots within the rhythm of their offense, and he really hit the long ball when he needed it.
You talk about these two teams tonight, and Cumberland Valley likes to score. They like to get up and down the floor. Obviously, they like to get inside right away. And here you're seeing the starting lineups here from Mechanicsburg High School. In case you haven't figured out, we're at a different place. Where actually COVID has changed a lot of things this year, but we're glad to be bringing you these games. And Chad Edwards and the whole crew have really done a yeoman job on getting this all ready. When you look at Cumberland Valley tonight coming in here, you've got head coach David Vespignani. He's in his third season. He's 35-15 coming in here. They're already 1-0 this year with a 46-43 win over Governor Mifflin. But last year, 18-5, 12-4 overall. They were in a real Donnybrook all the way to the end with a chance to win that Commonwealth division. And they lost a couple of tough players in the offseason. A couple guys could shoot the ball, but they still have a pretty good nucleus coming back here, Todd.
Well, they have a varsity height line and a college varsity height line, 6'7", 6'9". Some of their guards that come off the bench are around 6'2", 6'3". We saw a kid in the JV game that I don't even know if he has an opportunity to play. He's 6'2". Even when your JV players are big and physically and strong, Cumberland Valley has taken advantage of that height through the years.
You look at Mechanicsburg here. Bob Strickland, his 17th season, 195 and 190. They're 1-1 so far this year with a win over Palmyra and then a loss to Northern. But they're a team that's looking to get better this year. And one of the things we've heard about them, they spent a lot of time in the weight room in the offseason. They're a much more physical team this year, and that's what you have to play in these kind of games with the big Commonwealth kinds of schools.
In Mechanicsburg, like you said, 7-15 coming in. They want to make the playoffs. One game at a time. They're 1-1. They're coming here. Here's a crosstown rivalry or right around the corner rivalry from you. Here's a great way to get a non-league game and a chance to keep that power rating up, so to speak.
We'll take a break. We'll come right back here with the keys to the game, all on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over $30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality, and when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
And we are ready to get it underway here, and the tip-off for our season here. And the keys to the game, Todd McCall. First of all, when you look at Cumberland Valley, what's their keys?
They're definitely going to want to feed 6'7" Drury and Sherry inside the basket and control the glass. On the other side, quickly, Mechanicsburg and Coach, what I want to say is they have always shown different defensive mixes. And I know Bob Strickler's staff will do that, but they're going to have to box out tonight. That's going to be the biggest key.
There's Cumberland Valley inside, getting the ball down to their bigs, but not able to score there. And quickly on the run is Mechanicsburg coming back up.
They want to take advantage of misses on Cumberland Valley in. They'll be patient offensively with their motion.
And here's that motion offense we saw in the JV game. And so far, both teams running exactly what their JVs ran. See that high post offense for Cumberland Valley and then this motion offense, but now spreading it out a little bit more for Mechanicsburg.
They're going to be patient. I think they can keep this score under 50. It benefits Mechanicsburg. Look at that.
Good attack to the basket that time by Tyree Morris, who's going to be a major football player. He's getting some major offers next year. Fouled on the play. So Morris heads to the line for his first efforts of the night.
Well, Tyree Morris has one thing that's the varsity advantage to him right now. You see the size of his chest and his arms, weight room right there. There's a definite difference in a footballer hitting that weight room.
He bangs that one home. He'll get another one. So 3 out of the gate when he scored and he gets the extra point on top of it. And there you go. 3 points in the book for Tyree Morris. And then a long look downtown. Not going to go from Sam Sherry. Maybe a little too quick.
Yeah, it's quick, but he will do that, Gary. We remember him stepping out there a lot, kind of that Euro game.
You get a timeout on the floor very quickly. We'll take one as well, and we'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731.
This looks like a replay of the first game here, Todd, with that 1-2-2 trap from Cumberland Valley. Mechanicsburg able to get it down the floor, and they lose it, though, so a turnover for Mechanicsburg.
Gary, we could have literally scouted that JV game, and we saw the same similarity. We talked about that. Varsity coaches will do that. 1-2-2 out of Cumberland Valley, a turnover from Mechanicsburg.
Said, hey, it worked for our JVs. Why not try it varsity-wise?
Nice exhibited patience.
Good move in the lane by Sherry, but the foul.
You look at Sherry. You look at Sherry offensively going to the alone. One of his first looks always is outside first. He looks outside first. He'll pull that jumper. So he makes him dangerous, but with him, when he's inside at 6'9", he's so hard to stop.
Fouls on Lucas Rhodes. That's his first, team first, so both teams have one team foul thus far.
We get an opportunity to talk about Cumberland Valley's offense. It starts in the high post. They curl off the high post.
And there you got a nice look down the lane, and Sherry in for the easy bucket there. But they actually split that high post when they come down. It's kind of interesting what they do. They pass, go off, and then the other guy comes off and splits.
It's the entry start for their offense.
And there's a push from behind. That's going to be called against Cumberland Valley.
Cumberland Valley likes transition, but honestly, Gary, I saw Mechanicsburg varsity speaking. I saw them in that northern game. They like to push the ball a little bit. Coach Strickler is allowing his team to get up and down the floor a little bit too, so this could be one of those type games.
Boy, you look at that nice move off the inbounds play there, and Micah Brubaker in for an easy bucket.
Well coached, two teams well coached by Coach Strickler and Coach Vespi, and getting a nice little bucket there.
Brubaker pass it in and just take it off, and now a turnover the other side for Cumberland Valley, so one turnover either way. Mechanicsburg up 5-2 right now. Looking to get a quality possession. Got a good look. Not going to hit anything.
That's his first opportunity, Lucas Rhodes. He will take that shot. He'll get it within rhythm. He's money from it.
And there you go. Another one outside of Sherry. Lets loose. And Sherry with a 3.
Sherry's a big shooting guard. I'm telling you. We noticed that last year, Gary, if you remember. Sherry is not afraid to put it up out there.
He's a matchup nightmare out there, too. Who's going to guard him? Sherry with 5 points here in the game. All 5 so far for Cumberland Valley. Mechanicsburg, good patience.
That's exactly right. And they saw this just good motion offense. See if they try to look, though, to go block to block it all. They're big inside there.
They are looking to attack, though, and they're getting in the middle, getting some decent shots. Rebound will go to the Eagles.
I like the patience out of both teams tonight already. Already mid-season patience, Gary, wouldn't you say? I mean, already has
good passing. That time they ran a weak side split, and then they passed it near side corner, got a decent shot, just couldn't make it go, and then hard move on the other end by Mechanicsburg, not going to go, and quickly Cumberland Valley on the run. They got a 3-on-2 break.
Good pull out by Drury. Drury smart there not to force something.
There he goes again. And man, I'll tell you what, he is not afraid to let it go is Sam Sherry, and he's already got 7 points in this one.
Right back to that 1-2-2.
Make that 8 points rather with that 3. Doing a much better job of attacking this than their JVs did, though, as they get it to the middle. You cannot go dribbling a whole lot in the middle when you get that ball, though he's going to draw the foul here.
Well, Lucas Rhodes being, a junior, 6'3", he knew to get to the middle right away. They're a lot more patient. They see that it's really just a token 1-2-2, and they know if they get ball movement, they're fine. They're not panicking. You can't panic against the traps.
Troy Collard, a 6'3" junior now into the game, replacing, I believe, Levis. Collard wearing number 4 tonight.
Collard, a football player on that Cumberland
Valley. They're going to
Valley.
send him right back out and say, not yet.
Our Mechanicsburg team as well, excuse me.
So here's the post. Tyree with so he's going to get a walk call there. So the second turnover now against Mechanicsburg in this one.
Both these teams benefit from dual athletes, and you'll see this on the floor tonight. Football players from Cumberland Valley and Mechanicsburg contributing to be good basketball players as well.
There you see the screen on the ball, and Sherry is just lighting it up so far. Another deuce, and Sherry now with 10 points already in this game. We still have 3:45 to go in the first quarter.
That's a little too easy, wouldn't you say, Gary? There's not a whole lot of hand in his face, and he's getting them in rhythm.
There's another turnover, and you don't want to see too much of that if you're Mechanicsburg. The Wildcats off and running here. And take it away one more time. 4 turnovers now, 3 in the last 3 possessions. And a turnover on the other side for Cumberland Valley. So both teams a little sloppy here. Going to get the easy duck on the other end, or are you? And then Tyree follows it up with a great block down there, hustling back down the floor by, was that for Sherry that got the block?
Sherry got the block. He pinned it on the backboard, and then he did pull on his jersey. He's a little tired, and they're going to give him a breather, and it's probably a good call. Look here. Wow.
There, you know, it's okay to take your time normally unless you got a 6'9" guy running down the floor behind you.
Well, he can make up so much difference, and that long wingspan makes him 7 foot.
Here's Tyree Morris, 1 out of 1 so far tonight. He's going to miss this one or no? He knocked it in. Did that one go down?
It was a miss. He just missed it off to the right.
He did miss. Okay, it looked like it went down, and we had just a little blur there for a moment. So Morris with a second chance here. He's got 3 in the game so far. 3:05 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching it all on High School Sports Live TV. Morris' second shot is up, and that one is good. And Morris has got 4 points in the game.
You got to come back and get that second one. Every point counts in these tough games. It's like every possession tonight will be crucial possessions to honor the possession.
Boy, the bank's open there for Nolan Gilbert.
They called a walk. They called a walk, though, Gary. They said he took an extra shuffle step, so they negated the call right there after second, just as you put the head down.
And a good call there. Saw Gilbert switch feet. Do a good job of taking that middle away and making you be very slow coming court. It makes you be very patient. If you don't want to be patient, you're going to have a tough time. But because they're taking the middle away, it also means they probably have the skip pass open far side or down the near side. One of the two should be open for them against that zone trap.
And I think it would have been open. Rashawn Early Holton's going to come out of the game now after making that turnover. He tried to dribble, force an extra dribble on that, right at that corner in the trap.
Here's another look. Well, I'll tell you what, but they nail it downtown. Troy Collard finds it up and buries it. His first tray of the night. He's got 3, 13-6 now. Cumberland Valley moves out to a 7-point lead.
Troy Collard being a good football player. You see the physicality of him as well.
Oh, just too hard a pass and the throwaway. That's 5 turnovers in the first quarter as Morris had the right pass, just the wrong speed.
Yeah, again, Cumberland Valley forces you to play an up-tempo game, and it can get sloppy sometimes. Right idea, though. Definitely right idea out of Morris.
Another move down the lane, this time with the right hand. A lot of pressure coming from Ben Drury, who made the move, but instead gets called for the turnover. Mechanicsburg is going to get it back when we come out of the timeout. It's 13-6. Cumberland Valley leads it on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Advanced Hoops is offering the 3D guarantee. Charlie Fortney believes the 3 dimensions are game speed shooting with professional instruction, crossover intensity with ball handling whiz Gerald Jarman, and 5-on-5 games building playing experience in competition. These 3 dimensions are needed for well-rounded training.
I'm looking for players that want to take their game to the next dimension. The 3D guarantee is for players who want to work.
To sign up for the 3D guarantee, go to advancedhoops.com.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. It's Cumberland Valley, Mechanicsburg. Todd, what are you seeing so far? 13-6 here, Cumberland Valley leading it. What's the difference in the game thus far?
I think that the game got a little bit out of hand, a little quicker than what Coach Strickler wanted his team to play, and they started getting a little bit sloppy. Early on, we understand that, but one of our biggest keys for both teams, I said at the end, is they need to limit, both teams need to limit those early turnovers. And I think at times you might have to walk the ball up the floor against Cumberland Valley. No sense in forcing something that's not there. Cumberland Valley-wise, I think they're getting good ball movement. They're hitting shots within the flow of their offense, don't you, Gary?
And I think the 1-2-2 is quietly yielding up some results. They've gotten 5 turnovers so far against Mechanicsburg. Yeah, Mechanicsburg having a tough time figuring out how to break this and attack it on the other end. You know, one of the great ways to make a team stop pressing you is by making buckets on the other end of it.
Making buckets and getting stops on your defensive side as well.
And again, for Mechanicsburg, every time you miss, that's an opportunity for Cumberland Valley to run. So they've really got to be a high shot percentage team here and get points out of this good motion offense that they're running right now. So hard right now to teach patience when you haven't had the number of reps and practices you normally have at this time of the year.
Right, you're just not getting the time that you normally would get.
And then you take that shot. Now watch, you got an offensive rebound there, but if you miss that shot, that's the first pass out on the fast break. Here's another one. And this one, knocking it down.
Sam Birch came back to get that one. And I think I saw 2 shots out there, and Coach Strickler, I knew I could almost experience what he was feeling. He was like, that's not going to happen. And then that second one goes in, okay, kind of thing we talked about. But those are ill-advised shots because they're out of the range of a couple of those guys.
So the 3 gives them 9 points. Now 13-9 as they close the gap down, and there's a foul. It's one of those fouls that you really don't want to have, and Drew Engel drew it that time with the reach-in. I see people continue to run into the game here. We got Sam DeLuca in now, a junior guard for Mechanicsburg. And coming on the other side is Max Krebsky, 6'2" senior. I saw him play a lot last season.
Krebsky was a solid contributor. He did all the little things. He works hard. He can be a floor general for you.
There's Sherry driving hard to the basket. He's been a little quieter since he opened up the game, but here's another shot and a block there. Great job by Morris to get over to block Sherry. You're not going to see him block very often.
I think it might have been a missed call. I think Tyree did hit him coming down on the shot, and I think Sam Sherry was a little frustrated.
Well, Tyree knows what he's doing along the baseline as he gets in there for an easy bucket, and he's now got 6 points in the game. And it's 13-11 as they've closed it to 2. And again, missed shot by Cumberland Valley coming back with 21 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
You're seeing Tyree Morris exorbitant, that kind of start to be a little bit more of a team leader. Kind of unexpected, but with that kind of athletic ability and build, he's stepping up. He can score.
Lucas Rhodes, who averaged 15 points a game, almost 16 last season, has not scored yet in this game so far, and that's a guy they've got to get into the offense.
That's a surprise. I don't know if you just saw Sam DeLuca. Sam DeLuca just checked into the game. He tried to make an entry pass from the box. And Gary, we talk about angles all the time. He's too high on top of that. He wasn't elbow extended, and that was a tough play. Mechanicsburg dodged the bullet and got the ball back, though.
Got to create that angle as we see James Anderson into the game now for Mechanicsburg, 5'10" senior.
That's a nice spot to go.
And there's Morris again, and this time foul from behind. As you saw Anderson, we just mentioned him in there, and he's going to get fouled from behind. Or is he? We're going to call it a timeout on the floor. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. We're waiting to see there. It just says 1.4 seconds up on the clock. So we're waiting to okay. End of the quarter, 13-11. Cumberland Valley leads it. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor, featuring Case Construction, paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. 13-11 the first quarter. Cumberland Valley leads it by 2, and you're scoring so far. Sam Birch with a 3 for Mechanicsburg, a 2 for Micah Brubaker, and 6 points for Tyree Morris, who has been the leader of the team so far. On the other side, Troy Collard has a 3, and then Sam Sherry has all the rest. 10 points for Cumberland Valley. They've been a 2-man show thus far, but Sam Sherry has really extended himself in this game, Todd.
He has, and I think right now, though, just keeping a hand in his face, he got some easy shots in the first quarter. That's what I would tell the Wildcats if I was playing defense. We've got to show a hand in his face.
If you're Mechanicsburg right now, you really want to get Lucas Rhodes involved a little bit. And there you go, downtown for Micah Brubaker with a big 3.
Brubaker's a good, solid 6'2" guard, physical, hits a nice J there.
And the first lead of the game now for Mechanicsburg, 14-13, they lead it.
Well, a little mini run themselves here.
Good drive, kick out, nice job. Well, that's what you like to see, driving, set up the kick out. And again, it's Collard, the receiver on the other end, who's got 2 trays already here in his short time in this game.
The footballer, the 6'3" footballer comes in, and he just off the bench, he's kind of that 6-man starter, Gary. He comes off the bench, he's a spark. 2 great shots within the flow of their offense, giving them the lead here.
They get back up on top by 2, 16-14. And there is nice back-in move. Good job by Tyree Morris, who's really come to play here tonight so far. He's got 8 points.
I think they called a walk.
They're going to call
a little shuffle step.
So he takes it off the board, but I like the move.
I do too, actually. He's physical. He said, hey, wait a minute, guys. They might be tall, but look at me. Get me the ball inside. Let's see if Cumberland Valley, Gary, goes back inside. I think they're bread and butter. They got 6'7", 6'9" in there.
There's that elbow post again, and then the weak side screen, and then you get it back inside again, using that power on the glass, and score.
Yeah, Gilbert came in, the sophomore. Nolan Gilbert came in on that one on the backside.
Well, they bring a lot of size on that board, 6'4", 6'8", 6'9". I mean, that's tough to
college level size, Gary.
There's one of the things you talk about all the time, Todd. You get inside that free throw line, you ought not be passing it. It's just too easy to have a mistake. That's the first turnover this quarter, 6 for the game. And then the nice turnaround in the lane by Sam Sherry again. And Sam Sherry now in the book for 12 points.
Actually, that was Gilbert coming off. That was Gilbert again, Gary.
So I got blocked away there on the number for a moment.
No.
So Gilbert now with 2 points. He's made his presence known here to start the quarter. How about Gilbert?
And Gary, when we get it, if we've got a chance to see him a little bit again tonight, that was a left hand. That was a little left hand hook. When a guy can go left and right, that's a sophomore.
That's why I thought it was Sherry for a moment. I saw the 4 go up and we got blocked out, but no, it wasn't Sherry. It was 5 inches smaller and making the same great move.
Mechanicsburg needing one here. They know it. Coach Strickler knows it too. He's yelled it out, guys. We got to get a good one. Patience now, Gary. Look at the patience. Very good patience. Look, go inside of the big fella.
There you go. Get a look. You got to make that shot. Micah Brubaker made it just a moment ago, and it's out of bounds off Cumberland Valley, so it stays with Mechanicsburg. 20-14 our score right here. 5:27 to go in the second quarter. Don't forget we have our Jack Giambavo halftime report coming up. Big moment right here, I think, for Mechanicsburg.
No doubt about it. Just wanting to get a good one and they turn the ball over.
5-second call. Good defense on the inbounds by Cumberland Valley.
Well, they had originally had Morris coming off that screen for the screener. He was wide open. He didn't get it right away. And too much time. You got it 5 seconds to get it in.
Recognition. You got to have that inner clock going on right now too.
It's like being a quarterback. Anybody takes the ball out, you always want anybody that takes you out of bounds or the ball out, sideline or out of bounds.
Good shot. Good tip though. Following it in. And who's going to get credit for that? Was that Drury bringing it home?
Drury brought a little tap back in there.
Again, the size inside, such a difference here for Cumberland Valley. And one of the reasons they're being talked about is one of the top 3 teams in the Commonwealth this year. And timeout on the floor. We take one as well. It's 22-14. Cumberland Valley leads it on High School Sports Live to be on ABC 27.3.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith. Fasten your seatbelt.
To become a top defensive player, you need proper lateral technique. The cone-to-cone lateral slide drill will help a player practice getting quicker. It's important to keep the feet wide while the player is in a sit-down position with the back upright. When sliding back and forth, avoid crossing the feet or bringing feet together. Big focus on short, choppier steps. The lateral cone drill is just one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. 20-14. Cumberland Valley leads it right now with 4:55 to go here until halftime. We keep saying big possessions here. Drew Engel has it for Mechanicsburg as they come out of a 1-4 flat and then back into their motion time.
Yeah, Coach Strickler talked a little bit about it, and just I mean, from almost reading lips, from what I could tell, is just good possession. Get a good possession out of this timeout. And look, they go inside. That's what they want.
Lucas Rhodes is the guy we expected to see some things from tonight. He's not scored. In fact, he hasn't touched the ball so far. And that's been a big key. He's got to get some hands on the ball here somewhere.
Yeah, he's been double digits early on, but the difference is Tyree Morris right now. He's the go-to guy for Mechanicsburg.
You know, they finally get it in his hands, and little turnaround move, and a nice job, and he finally gets on the board, does Lucas Rhodes. He must have heard us.
And, you know, wake a sleeping bear. I always say, never kick a sleeping bear in his cave. He'll get going.
Take the cap off a score, and there's a nice pass underneath and a good score. A little awkward look, but awkward doesn't count when Nolan Gilbert gets in there, and he's in for 2 more points.
He's got 6, and it's been big 6 points in the second quarter, and they're leading their own run.
I like how he located himself that time. It wasn't a pretty shot, but he located himself, got his eyes up, and so many times you see a big guy go up without the eyes going up first. He located first, then made the shot, and that was the important point there. Good fundamental move.
Using a football analogy, I always call them third receivers benefit from the 1 and 2 guy, right? So basketball-wise, if you want to relate that to, find the open spots. You got 2 big guys in there, and you know what? This sophomore's come in, and he's court aware already. Something you can't teach.
There's Morris again. Morris really trying to exert his size. Maybe made a little bit of a ill-advised move there. I thought he could have gone straight up and used the backboard.
Yeah, a little bit unfundamental play there, but, you know, unorthodox, so to speak.
There's a turn around again, and Sherry getting back down in low and able to get in close enough to get the easy shot.
Believe it or not, that's Gilbert again.
That's Gilbert again.
Yeah,
I'm getting blocked away there from Gilbert. And Gilbert family, it's not that we don't like it. I just, a little bit of a fuzz here on the screen we go up. He's got 8 points now, though, in this quarter. So he's playing very well, thank you very much.
This kid is doing all the little things. He's very court aware, playing way above his school year. Says he's a sophomore. I would swear, hey, somebody's lying to us, Gary. The kid's stepped up here in the second quarter as like
Smooth
a senior.
Customer. And he's got 8 points in the second quarter. The foul called there on James Anderson, his first. Be the team's 6th. Team 3rd, rather. And then inside we go again, and Anderson, check that this time. It's Nolan Gilbert one more time for a deuce. He's got 10 points.
And I said our go-to, one of the keys of this game was get the bigs the ball. They're getting Gilbert the ball inside.
6'4", has 10 points this quarter. So both he and Sherry have 20 out of the 28 points in this game. 6 of them came from Collard. He's got 2 threes. And the other 2 come from Ben Drury.
Collard and Spencer Titus looked like they were checking back in the game and giving. And you know, one thing Coach Vespe's doing, he's moving a lot of guys in right now. He's getting fresh legs in.
Hooper with the foul there. A miss going to come from Levis. And then back to the other end it goes, and quickly it's going to be, is it Spencer Titus in there for the bucket?
Yeah, Spencer Titus is a guy I thought might look at coming in on transition as a point guard, and he's come off the bench and giving him a little spark now.
5'11" junior, makes it 30-16 now. We cut through the middle there. Nice job getting up in the glass, but not going to go. And quickly the rebound from Drury. He snaps it out fast. And then running down the court, and they're going to miss the second shot. Running down the court very well was Gilbert. He just wasn't able to hook up. It's probably the only shot he's missed so far in the game.
And there's a backside foul, one of those frustration fouls out of J.D. Hunter. But yeah, they're finding the floor, getting in the right spot in the floor in transition. Cumberland Valley does that very well.
8th foul against Cumberland Valley means we'll walk it down the other end, where Cumberland, the Mechanicsburg team, will get a free shot with 2:28 to go until the half. 30-16. Cumberland Valley leads it.
Take a look again, Gary. Just find the open man, run the floor, run the lane.
He had a good stick back there effort as well, but I really like the fact that the big, you know, there's an old saying, if my big guys can outrun your big guys, we'll win the basketball game. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. Cumberland Valley's big guys are getting down the floor in a hurry.
I think there's a couple teams that we look at through the years, NCAA-wise, and you think back in the past how the Fab Five would run the floor, how some of the teams in transition. You remember the Running Rebels. They were called the Running Rebels for a reason. Remember Coach Char. He would teach all 5 guys to get in a spot, spread the floor, run the floor, and look for people. Cumberland Valley's done a great job in doing that tonight.
Morris with 8 points in the game and make it 9.
If it's up to Morris tonight, he's like they're not going to lie down tonight, the Wildcats.
I like the way Morris is playing. Here goes Drury, kicks it out, got a good 3 from the corner, not going to go. And Morris is going to cover up the rebound here, so a chance to cut back into this 13-point lead. 2:12 to go here until the half.
Looks like Rashawn Early Holton come back in the game, handling a little bit of the point guard. You know what's funny as well, one thing I didn't expect is Morris runs the point a little bit.
There's a good stroke from the far side, and that coming off the hands of Sam Birch again. So Birch with another 3, and Birch has got 2 of them so far, 6 points in the game. Look at the big guys. Good job kicking in, then out, then you get a nice little pull-up. Good passing, though. Didn't get the shot to go that time.
Yeah, they move the ball well.
Good hard drive. The basket's going to be missed by Morris. We like the pass coming off for Sean Early Holton, though, to Morris there, looking for him on the far side, and it's going to send Morris back to the line.
I don't know if you notice Morris needs a little bit better angle, doesn't he? He needs one more dribble. He needs about a half more dribble. He's going to make more of those layups. He's probably missed 3 or 4 layups tonight with just a little bit more angle. That comes with games, Mr. Morris.
And he's got to get those shoulders square. Yeah, get the eyes up, the shoulders square to that backboard, and that's the key. But he's heading to the line here and making him count most of the time.
The other thing you do when you miss that first one, that's it. Just step off that line a little bit. I used to tell players all the time, step back off that line, regather yourself, and come into your rhythm of your foul shot.
1:39 to go in the half here. 12-point lead right now for Cumberland Valley. Make that 10-point lead for Cumberland Valley, 30-20. And here's Morris. He'll make the second one. No, he didn't. So Morris misses 2 in a row here. And those would have been big, so we've gotten into double digits. That's just a mental thing. Let's see what Cumberland Valley does in the half-court situation here. Running one-hander will not go. Stay on the glass again. Back up it goes, and back in it goes. Has a good stick back for Cumberland Valley, and I didn't get the number on that.
It was Nolan Gilbert again. Nolan Gilbert just getting right around the basket, found it, dropped into his hands. He said, I'll finish that for you.
He's got 12 points in the game now, and they're up by 12. Here's a good look downtown. Not going to go from Mechanicsburg. Curry keeps it alive. Cumberland Valley with the basketball, and they're running. And you're going to get a foul called here. And it looks like the foul's against Mechanicsburg. We're waiting to see who's going to get rung up on here.
Foul number 0, Sam Birch is first.
Collard in the last one. Now it's
that was Collard. I said Gilbert, and I apologize.
Sam Birch.
That was Collard on that one.
So Birch now with the foul. Under a minute to play here in the first half. Got our Jack T and Balbo halftime report coming up for you at halftime. Just sense you that Sherry wants to make a little move here, don't you?
No doubt about it.
Sherry has not seen the ball the whole second quarter. One of the reasons Gilbert has been scoring on a regular basis. Gilbert with 12 points in the second quarter leads all scores in this quarter and in the game. And then the takeaway on the other end, another turnover against Mechanicsburg. You get a chance to get the last shot now if you're Cumberland Valley. Here's Sherry down the lane, and Sherry, kind of an awkward move, couldn't quite get it up there. Back out it comes. And Morris puts it away at the end.
Morris not only puts it away with authority. On the far end, Sam Sherry tried a Euro move kind of awkwardly. That didn't stop this guy right here, who I think is just elevated himself. He's kind of, I think the Mid-State's a little unaware of him right now, Gary. He steps up and look at the finish.
Got 11 points in this game. Look at this. This is a very economical dunk. He just takes it up and down. So there you go.
It looked real easy.
I have never done that, so I don't know the feeling.
Yeah, right. Never got a chance to play above the rim there.
He looked like that was, okay, yeah. Let me just put this away with a high percentage.
I might just pull one off right now. I tell you what, Mechanicsburg has one of the better student sections, and so does Cumberland Valley. I can only imagine tonight if we're not in a COVID situation, how crazy that would have been with that dunk.
And Morris misses another one. He's missed his last 3 now. As here comes Cumberland Valley with a chance for the last shot. 4 seconds to go. Drive to the basket, throwing it up, and scoring it is Matt Krebsky. He knew exactly where he was with the clock going off at the end. 32-22. Cumberland Valley leads it at the half. Our Jack T and Balbo halftime report coming up right after this on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
High School Sports Live is really excited that in 2021, we're going to bring high school rivalries right in your living room. Eric Brewer from Integrity First Home Buyers is with me. He's a community guy. He stepped up to help make it possible for parents and community members to see High School Sports Live right in their backyard. Talk about why you're passionate and why you feel like it's a mandate for families in the community to see sports during this time.
As an athlete growing up, some of the fondest memories I had was seeing my parents in the stands, knowing that they were there to support me throughout the week of practice in preparation for games. The biggest moment for me was the opportunity to play in front of my friends and family. As a parent, I've been on the other side now, and I want to be there for my children, specifically for my son. The kids and the student athletes still know that their parents are watching, and then as parents, we can still be there to experience and cheer our kids and our student athletes on, even if it's through the television, because we can't be there personally.
Well, we appreciate that. We know the viewers at home appreciate you making this possible. Integrity First Home Buyers is not just an overnight operation. You've been around for 15 years. Talk about we can buy your house, the cash, all the features. Talk about those.
Thanks for asking, Charlie. I guess the biggest thing would be when we buy houses, we buy them all cash, as is. We allow people the freedom and flexibility to choose their settlement date, and then there's no fees or commissions. So we've been around for 15 plus years. We are a member, and we do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Can you define quick settlement a little bit more? Because some people might need the flexibility of having a settlement happen a little later as compared to right away. Define that a little bit.
So quick solutions allow flexibility with settlements is what I like to use when I describe it. Some people want to have the solution of having their house sold, but the settlement for them might be something that they want to schedule maybe a month, 2 months, or 3 months out in advance. So we always say we provide maximum flexibility to our sellers, which means we can make you an offer on your property and we can settle in as little as 7 days or as long as 7 months, whichever works best for you.
I like the cash feature. However, my favorite is as is. I'm a guy that doesn't want to have to redo the roof or paint the house, and as is appeals to me. Talk to everyone about what as is really is.
So let me tell you about as is. As is means you're selling the property in its current condition with no obligation to make any repairs. So a lot of times people will market and agree to sell their property as is, but you got home inspectors and appraisers and all of these people that come in and may require different repairs for the property in order to get it to settlement. When we buy it as is, there are absolutely no repairs. We'll buy it with a leaky roof, a failed furnace, a bad septic, literally anything that would go wrong with the house, we'll buy it just the way it sits.
Well, we really appreciate your support. You go to ericbuysyourhouse.com and you're going to find out more information about how you can take advantage of a successful business that might be able to help your family in a time of need.
Life does get expensive.
But I feel like a giant. I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, you know what? That's great.
Yeah.
Teach your children well.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Produce is a staple here in our household. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
Teach your children well.
And welcome back to our Jack Giambavo halftime report here on High School Sports Live TV. I'm Gary Sutton, Todd McCall alongside of me. And the first half, 34-22, Cumberland Valley leading it here. Going on the road against Mechanicsburg, albeit not very far. And let's take a look at the highlights here, the Capital Region Insurance Agency highlights of the first half. Todd, take us through them.
Well, first of all, I think the way that Sherry executed early on, but this was the surprise that of everybody when we looked at this young man in Tyree Morris. But down on the other end, Sam Sherry did those little things, Euro moves, trying to make some Euro moves inside. But Mechanicsburg stayed tough with being able to get up and down in transition a little bit. But then you come back here, and Sherry does this. He steps outside, hits 2 threes early on, which opens his game. And watch what it does for everybody else. Move, find people. He steps into the rhythm, and I'm not so sure that the hand in his face was enough. You're really going to have in the second half have to step up there. But this ball moving inside on the elbow, it starts with the elbow high, but when you got a guy at 6'9", and he surprises the heck out of you that he can hit up high. And then Sam Culler comes off the bench, and Troy Culler, and does those little things, Gary.
Had a couple of threes there in the first half. You saw the answer on the other side there from Sam Birch, who also had a couple of threes. And the guy who really we didn't get a chance to see there in the second quarter, but really made a difference, Nolan Gilbert, the sophomore coming into the game with 12 points. He leads all scorers so far, and you talk about the scoring, 10 for Sherry in the first quarter, Gilbert with 12 in the second. It was the transition game of Gilbert that was really tough, and then the inside game as well. And then you had Matt Krepsky with a couple. You had Ben Drury with 2, 2 for Spencer Titus, and then 6 for Trey Collard, or Troy Collard, rather. Should have been called Trey Collard tonight because they both came via the 3. On the other side, Sam Birch with a couple of threes for Mechanicsburg. You had Micah Brubaker with 5 points. Lucas Rhodes, who's yet to get on track, had a bucket right there at the end of the half. He's averaging 15.6 from last year. And then you had Tyree Morris with 9 tough points in the first half. I thought he looked really, really good. And they kept it within 12 points there. Had a couple chances to make it a little bit better. The foul line was not that good to him in the first half, though. Todd, what do you see here coming up in the second half? First of all, if you're Mechanicsburg.
If you're Mechanicsburg, and I say this for help, they need to get out and close out early on defense. I felt like they kind of walked out on us a couple shots, Sherry got some easy ones. Close out hard, close out low on them. If you're Cumberland Valley, continue the transition game, don't you? Get up and down the floor, run the floor, keep getting everybody involved like you're doing, because that's been your bread and butter.
Turnovers in the half, 7 for Mechanicsburg, 3 for Cumberland Valley, and that was really a big part of it too. You got 4 possessions there, and Cumberland Valley cashes in very quickly. They're very good at turning around a mistake and then turning into real points the other end, and that's the best part about a transition team, and Cumberland Valley likes to live off. And what's really interesting is the size they have, 6'9", 6'8", 6'4", they're a team that gets up and down the floor in a hurry with their big guys, and that's something that you got to be aware of too, defensively and offensively. We saw a shot there in the first half. A kid thought he had a layup for Mechanicsburg, and all of a sudden, here comes this wing of Drury flying down the floor and knocking it away. So the big guys are getting down the floor pretty well, but Mechanicsburg just has to finalize. They're getting some pretty good shots thus far.
If they finalize, in particular, when we looked at Tyree Morris, when Tyree Morris gets another step or a better angle and he can finish, this would be a lot closer game right now. And Mechanicsburg by no means is out of this thing right now.
Not at all, no. Just some good possessions. They grind it out, and they're getting some really heady plays so far. 3:15 to go here until the end of the half. This is a Jack G. and Balbo halftime report. We'll be back with more right after this. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
The Jack G. and Balbo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and G. and Balbo Hyundai of Hanover. The G. and Balbo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. G. and Balbo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack G. and Balbo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at gandbalbo.com.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School, and we are so proud tonight. Our broadcast made possible by our key sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Our special community sponsors, Hoffman Ford, Giant Foods, Jack G. and Balbo, Advanced Hoops, and Commonwealth Charter Academy. And, of course, EricBuysYourHouse.com, our newest guy on the block this year. So glad to have Eric Brewer and all of his people aboard this year with us. EricBuysYourHouse.com. Check it out today. And very quickly, we start the game the way we start second half, the way we started the game with Sherry quickly on the inside, Todd.
Yeah, they got the ball to him on the block, and a high percentage shot. He comes off a little curl cut. Nice little layup. He's very good around the glass, too. Very good fundamentally big man player.
And here's Mechanicsburg back into their motion game. And very deliberate. Two different styles here tonight. It's really fun to watch how many different ways this game can be played. There's Morris again, kind of bullying his way along the baseline.
That's going to be a walk.
Yeah. Rashawn Early Holton, move with the right foot, move with the left foot, and you can't do that in basketball. Official frowns on that every time. So that's the 8th turnover of the game now for Mechanicsburg.
He kind of shuffled left to right. That's his 2nd turnover. He came in against the press early in that first half. So I know he's working. He's just going to have to limit those turnovers. That's how you stay on the floor.
You notice that a post again off the elbow. And they're looking high-low all the time, or kick out like that, trying to get the easy 3. Except when it doesn't go, it's not easy. That's the 4th turnover of the game now for Cumberland Valley. And then quick move on the other end by Early Holton. Will not go. And those you have to get. You got the turnover. You did a great job now. You got to finish down on the other side. That adds up to 100% then.
You got to establish which side of the glass you want to finish that one on. He went right down the middle. I think you go left on that and use your left hand.
Drury stopped there. Outside again it goes to Sherry. And I'll tell you what, Sherry lights it up. Something about the beginning of a half that this guy likes a lot.
He gets started. He gets into transition. I don't think Mechanicsburg is getting a hand in his face enough. You got to know where he's at on the floor. He is a shooter more than anything.
Good job down the lane again by Morris to finish. Morris playing a heck of a game here tonight. He's got 11 points now.
There's that pace of the game. It's still benefiting Cumberland Valley, getting up and down the floor a little bit. But
there's Sherry again. He's got a hot hand. You've got to get in his face, and Sherry is just burying it here to start the 3rd quarter. He's already got 8 points again, much the way he started the game with 10.
You got to close out on him. And Lucas Rhodes is getting out there just a little bit, half step behind. And that's what coach is going to talk about right now.
And Bob Stripper says, I got a 30-second timeout. And we'll keep it right here. Let's talk about this a little bit because, you know, one of the things you have to do when you have a hot shooter, and maybe we'll get a chance to see a little package here on him later, when you get a hot shooter like Sherry coming out, you got to get him off his spot. You got to make him put the ball on the floor, do something differently. You can't just stand there in real time and knock it down like that, Todd.
Well, and I've seen I've seen Lucas Roach kind of step out there just a little slow. He's got the duty of guarding him tonight, and I know that's not an easy duty, but you got to get out and close out on him. You got to definitely do that. The other thing too is now Mechanicsburg, unfortunately, is not. They're lagging behind. They're not getting down the floor fast enough. It's leaving opportunities in that offense.
And all of a sudden you went from 12 down to now 18 down all of a sudden here, and still 5:48. So lots of time in the game you have to chip back in, but you can't let that guy stand out there and pop threes out. He's shown he can do it tonight. He's got 4 of them so far.
Yeah, there was a 21-11 quarter in the second quarter benefiting Cumberland Valley. And right now, Cumberland Valley's coming down all the scoring, really.
Mechanicsburg in need of a big bucket right here.
It's 10-2 run for Cumberland Valley.
There again, ball knocked away for a moment. Back inside it goes, and it's going to be a foul on Cumberland Valley here.
This game's clock has not benefited Mechanicsburg either. The game has gone fast. There's been a lot up and down. The referee's doing a good job letting these guys play.
Third foul on Levis now. So the foul is going to be on the floor here again.
I think it was an animal.
His second, team second.
Did they call on the floor, Gary?
Looks like they got Krebsky that time for 2. His second foul. So back at the line comes Morris, and Morris, he rattles it home, and it's an and 1. So Morris gets the bucket and also the free throw. He's now got 14 points in the game. There's Levis, little running one-hander, not going to go. Ball back up in the air. It's going to be out of bounds. And it will be off Mechanicsburg, so the ball stays with the Eagles here. 15-point lead. 5:13 to go here in the third quarter. All coming to you on High School Sports Live TV. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you. And Rashawn Early Holton is out here in the third quarter. Inside it goes. Drury not able to score it. Sherry coming down the middle there.
Did they call a walk? I think they took an extra step.
But you watch Drury. Drury having a tough time scoring inside. And one of the things I watched him, his eyes come up after the shot. He's late with his eyes. He's not locating first with the eyes. The body follows the eyes.
The other thing he's not doing is feeling where his defensive man is. That was an actual little, all he has to do is curl to his left side. He curls back to the right where the defense was. He's got to feel where the man is on his back.
That's a press you haven't seen in a while. A 2-2-1 press, being very patient down the court. Mechanicsburg doing a good job patiently handling at that time. There's Morris again. Morris in the face, and Morris is going to draw the foul.
He's extremely physical, and he knows that. He's a Division I athlete. You can see that. Football player coming to the floor, and he can exert his physicality. And tonight he is. I think he's stepping up and showing a different side of what he's able to do.
That'll be the second foul now on Ben Drury. It'll be already the third team foul here in the third quarter against Cumberland Valley. So Morris back at the line where it's been hit or miss. And this time it's hit. So Morris here in the third quarter with 6 points, 15 points in the ball game tonight, having an outstanding game. And again, we're waiting to see if they find a way to involve Lucas Rhodes a little bit more. So he's on the right side there. He's got 2 points in the game thus far. He was their go-to guy last season. So Morris again, chance to get to 16 points right here. Miss it. Good rebound, though. They're going to call him for a walk, but a nice effort on the rebound by Drew Engel. That's one of those turnovers. He's not mad at your guy at all. He came down his butt. He's just not going to be able to handle it, but that's going to be turnover number 9 in the game now for Mechanicsburg.
The 9 turnovers. You got to limit early season, not preseason, but early season turnovers. And I'm wondering when it's going to take Lucas Rhodes, what's going to take him to get him going here a little bit. He's a double-digit guy, and Mechanicsburg needs him tonight.
Well, and he's heading off the floor right now. And, of course, the other thing, too, you don't know down there is someone sick, they're not feeling good. You know, you never know. Those are the unmentionables that we don't have access to right now like we might normally have. So Cumberland Valley with the basketball here. They run that elbow guy all the time, and then they either split off the far side or split off the near side. They kind of go 2 different ways. It really spreads the floor out nicely. Mechanicsburg is playing some tough defense here. And there's Morris with another rebound, kicks it out very quickly to Engel. Engel on the other end, and they cannot hook it up, but a foul is going to be called, as you saw. Great pass down there by Engel, and he found James Anderson, and Anderson's going to go to the line here for Mechanicsburg. A chance to pull it within 12.
James Anderson runs the floor well. He's very quick, very athletic little guard, smaller guard. Looks like he's going to talk about it a little bit, take a timeout.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
There's Bob Strickler, 17 years at the helm of Mechanicsburg, 195 and 190 over that period of time. Remember a team he had a few years ago in the league championship game, outstanding team, gritty team. His teams always play hard, and that's one of the things you like about him. This team, much more physical this year, and you're seeing that physicality showing up in this game tonight, I think, Troy.
You sure are, and I remember when Coach Strickler took over, man. It seems like so long, ages and ages ago. He's just one of those guys that was all around the game. And I can remember Vespi back playing for Trinity when I had a team at Northern, and he would come play open gyms as just a kid, you know. These guys are both great coaches, I tell you that.
This is starting to sound like when I was a boy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you're getting older, huh?
It happens to us.
James Anderson at the line for 2 shots here, a left-hander. Anderson lines it up and not going to go this time. So he gets another chance.
Gary, look back, and one thing that hasn't changed. Athletes haven't changed, guys. Come to the basketball. This is a great place, great thing to do, great sport to play. But, man, sometimes you wonder where the years go.
And so many ways you can play it. That's the fun part about watching basketball and be effective with it. So 42-28, it stays as Anderson misses both free throws here. Now they're going to go inside.
This creates a lot of things when you go to Sherry. All you got to do is spot up after you hit Sherry right there.
Well, what was nice right there is you get the good look from Max Kresge that time. he passes the ball into Sherry and then relocates to an open spot. And man, that spacing just is lethal. 45-28 now. 17-point lead. It goes back up 2 for Cumberland Valley.
I want to give hats off to Coach Vespi and his team. One thing that he tells all his Eagles players is every one of you are a threat when you're on the floor. All 5 guys in the red jersey are threats when the ball goes inside.
There's where size matters that time. That was a good job inside by Sherry. Back in the game here is Gilbert, who had 12 points in the second quarter, his first appearance, and that nice little left-hand turnaround.
He's hit that in the first half. We saw him hit that, and he went back to it. He's drawing the duty of Tyree Morris. He's got the big physical kid Tyree Morris on him. He gives up a little bit of physicality, but not height.
Well, you see,
it's a good shot, actually.
Over the back here, though, on the frustration coming in after that. So foul would be marked up. That's the first tonight on Nolan Gilbert. Here comes that 1-2-2 trap. Haven't seen that for a while now. The sense that Cumberland Valley has put away time here.
Yeah, and they put, the other thing is they've held Mechanicsburg to single digits in this quarter. They've held them to 6 points in this quarter.
Here's Morris again, up and in, and Morris drawing the foul. Morris has seen that little sliver of light, and you can see it right there, charging to the basket hard, and a great job of finishing.
Foul number 14, Nolan Gilbert, his second.
Tyree Morris. Take a look at this. Now watch this little opening right here. You can see it, and slash. One dribble, and he's in. Morris with 8 points here in the second half, has 17 in the game and a chance to make it 18 right here, and does. So Morris is keeping Mechanicsburg around, still within 17, still 2:56 to go here in the third quarter.
Now this is where you want stops, 2:49, you want to get a stop here, and you start making that run, getting yourself ready for the fourth quarter, and that's a foul. Leave your feet.
And you see what they do there. They create a 2-man weak side game. They pass it to the post on the strong side, and then the guard goes and screens the other guard. It's just a very simple interchange. I don't know if we can see it again on a replay, but it's very simple, but the high post just waits until that screen comes and then just nails him coming across, and in this case gets the easy shot, foul on the play, goes to the line, and knocks down the first one, does J.D. Hunter.
It's got a college Division I type of offense. It's like a shot clock offense. It's just, as soon as the ball's in the elbow, somebody's fed off a curl, back cut.
There you saw it right there, that little 2-man weak side game, and all without the basketball.
And it's worked beautifully from Cumberland Valley.
Well conceived offense. Shot going up, this time from Rashawn Early Holton, but he's going to get fouled, it looks like, on the play.
His second, team 7th.
Early Holton does not have any points tonight, so he goes to the line for his first chance. One of the things I like is that Mechanicsburg's getting to the free throw line tonight a lot. They're attacking the basket, they're offensive here, and they're really getting some pretty good shots against this Eagles team.
This will benefit them when they get to Keystone. The Keystone can get physical, but teams, it's a tight race in the Keystone every year. And you just have to be there. You have to understand that you have to learn to convert those layups that they're missing tonight. Foul line, though, they've been very effective from the foul line. They've done a good job.
Here's Early Holton again, his first point in the book, to make it 2 now, and pulls his team back to within 14. So now a workable number for Mechanicsburg, for Cumberland Valley. They want to add to it here.
Very workable. Getting a stop here if you're Mechanicsburg with 2:25 to play.
I thought he did a good job of jamming that weak side screen. Off on the other side, there's Morris again with the rebound. Going to get tied up on the play, though. And the possession arrow will take it to Mechanicsburg.
This benefits, look at 46-33 with the ball. Now, this is where you got to break this press. Got to get rotation in this press. And they turn it over.
Can't have that. There's Drury coming down the floor, and he's going to get fouled, and probably a wise foul by Drew Angle, be his second of the night, to stop what was probably going to end up being a dunk or a layup.
That would have been a spin move with a double-hand dunk, I think. Their big man in Cumberland Valley can put the ball on the floor, too. You got to point that out tonight. Those guys can dribble the ball.
Yeah, they're guys that, you know, if you saw them as 3 men in a college offense, you probably wouldn't be surprised because they do handle it so well. Inside it goes to Drury. Drury with a nice touch with the right hand off the glass, and he's got his 4th point of the night. Job of reversing the ball across against this press, taking their time. Now you want to get back into your offense again, get your rhythm going. They're really looking to try to get the ball down inside to Morris.
It's a good look. He just mishandled it on the block and turned it over.
And that's going to be turnover number 10 for the evening now for Mechanicsburg. They're looking to get it inside. There's Gilbert. Easy shot, not going to go. Follow up again, not going to go one more time. And then a foul on Cumberland Valley. And that's an easy one to call. Troy Collard's going to get called for the foul there.
These are little things, if you're coming to Valley, you fix in game film when you get to practice tomorrow. And you're saying, hey, these frustration fouls, with 1:34 to play, is putting them back on the line in the bonus. This is lets the team stay in the game.
Yeah, stop the clock and let a team score on the other end. And, you know, for Mechanicsburg now, it's make the free throws.
And you got your best free throw shooter at Mechanicsburg on the line.
Lucas Rhodes, who only has 2 points so far in this game tonight, gets a chance to add to it here. And he's up and good. That's his first points here in the second half for Lucas Rhodes.
This is rare. You know, he's the captain of this team, the leader of this team.
And that one, nothing but cord, so back to 13, or make that back to 13 it comes now. Big possession here for Cumberland Valley. You can feel momentum shifting a little bit in the direction of the Wildcats. Not going to go. Morris fights for the rebound again, and the ball will stay underneath with Cumberland Valley as Drury tied up Morris. Hey, Morris is really taking on the two big guys inside very well tonight.
Yeah, he gives up space, but he doesn't give, or height, he doesn't give up physicality.
And when he gets the territory out there, it's all his. Good rebound there by Early Holton.
He dodged a bullet there. He trailed the cutter on the block, but Cumberland Valley couldn't convert.
There is Rhodes trying to get a shot up, and no call. And the ball bounced around, and finally Collard says, hey, I'll take it. Thank you very much. There's
That's
Gilbert again. Good high-low basketball.
You know what? I just wanted to know if he was going to feel that man on his back. And I thought, man, he has that left side. Look at that. He kind of went hard right and curled around right, laid it up. He felt the man on his back. He felt the presence of the defense on his back. It's a sophomore, Gary.
18 points for Sherry, 14 points for Gilbert. The bigs are scoring inside there and outside tonight as well. 4 threes for Sherry. Just when you think you're getting back in there, they answer with points, does Cumberland Valley. Here's Morris again. Morris getting it so inside, pulling it up and in. Tyree Morris is a load right now for the defense for Cumberland Valley and has really stepped his game up big time tonight.
The Susquehanna Township, Hershey, Lower Dauphin, be aware, 25. He's not in your scouting report yet.
20 points in the game for the big guy right now. And a chance to make it 21. Tyree Morris and gets it in there. So Morris up to 21 points now in the game, is keeping his team single-handedly in here so far, 50-38 with 18 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cumberland Valley wants to get a little bit of momentum going on their side as they head to the bench here. Ticks down to 10 seconds, now 9. Get the 3 look. Is it going to go? No. Rebound. Mechanicsburg. Can they get a shot off before the end of the half? 1 second to go. Not going to happen. And we'll end the third quarter 50-38. Cumberland Valley leads it. We'll take a break. We'll head to the fourth on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Produce is a staple here in our house. Across the board, everybody loves it.
They enjoy cucumbers, bell peppers,
Strawberries and blueberries. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
The kids will go for the fresh stuff every single time because they appreciate nature and what she provides.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School as we head to the final quarter, 50-38, Cumberland Valley leads it. You know, one of the interesting things for the Cumberland Valley team, all three of their big guys, Nolan Gilbert at 6'4", Sam Sherry, 34 at 6'9", and Ben Drury at 6'7", number 40, are all left-handers. So if you're going to play this team, maybe play them all on the right side, make them go, play them on the left side and make them go right.
I definitely think that could be a benefit.
Oh, hard move. The basket will not go, and a big miss for Lucas Rhodes as he tried to get started here in the fourth quarter.
See, he could have cut that to 10, and that's right where you want it at the 8-minute mark. You're 7:50.
There's that weak side screen again, this time not able to hook up as Rhodes is going to take the rebound down, and Mechanicsburg with a chance to cut it to 10 right here.
That's where your coaching staff has their hands up. Whoa, Nelly. Slow it down. Don't get in that pace with Cumberland Valley.
Yeah, they're buying right now into kind of the Cumberland Valley basketball, and that's not your style. Your style is the pass and screen. Kick back outside. Here comes Gilbert. Gilbert pulls it up. Gilbert with a nice little move, or Mick Krebsky rather, with a nice little move in the lane. Krebsky now with 4 points in the game.
You might be able to get stops out of Cumberland Valley and avoid a few things, but one thing you cannot do is understand that all 5 guys in red are a threat to score on.
Good job of breaking the press there very patiently. Got it back in the hands of Morris now. Good cut from the backside. And in for the easy layup from the backside. You're going to have a chance for a three-point play here as you saw Rhodes making the move without the basketball. And check that, it was Turner rather, or Anderson rather, making the move without the basketball. Great move off that weak side. I don't know if we can see it again, but Anderson in the books for the first time tonight.
Those are little things you can't teach. Movement without the ball, it's got to be constant, and that's how you benefit.
0 for 2 from the line tonight, but this time managing to come away big. Three-point play for Anderson. And there you see it. Great back door, and then a good pass from Morris. Looking to post up here. And you saw Engel just kind of push Drury right out of the lane that time. And here comes Krebsky again. And Krebsky, a heady player, knows it's his time.
And you know what? No one stepped up. People watched him kind of come down the middle. They followed him, trailed him a little bit. There was no help side defense stepping up there.
9 points in the game now for Krebsky. Heady player, by the way, 6'2" senior, and this is where you want to see your seniors step up and show leadership.
Yeah, 54-41, and just like I said, last play down there, a little bit of lackadaisical defense. One thing I said maybe in the beginning of the game, and it's because it's early on with COVID, probably don't have it all in, but Coach Strickler does a lot of mixing up defenses in the past, playing some matchups. Surprised to see staying straight man-to-man this whole game, but size disadvantage.
There's a turnaround again by Sherry, and it's going to be out of bounds off Mechanicsburg. So 13-point lead.
In for the Eagles, number 14, Nolan
As Morris
Gilbert.
again fighting Sherry off inside. Ball will be triggered inbounds here by Levis. Got to be looking inside here the whole time, don't you?
I would imagine. I mean, 6'7", 6'9", 6'4" on the floor.
Put Gilbert at the high post this time, and then they try to post Sherry up. Pull-up shot, and rolls it home, does Levis. Big bucket there for Levis. So the guard's stepping up big here for Cumberland Valley here in the final quarter.
How about Dylan Levis coming in and just getting a nice roll on that shooter touch?
Willie Holton has to trying to get it inside. And there's what you talked about earlier, is creating that good angle, trying to make that straight down pass instead of 1 or 2 dribbles left and then feeding Morris.
Yeah, it's just a bad angle, and that's twice now we've seen where there's been bad angles in. And Tyree Morris being the recipient of it, not able to handle that ball coming there from that angle.
12 turnovers now, 2 of the last 2 possessions, big ones for Mechanicsburg. And what that does, too, is creating the angle by 2 good dribbles to the left there, let's say by Early Holton, is it gets Morris a chance to put the big guy on his back, and that's what he wants to do, is be able to leverage a little bit. Here goes Sherry again, looking to go down the lane. These are high percentage shots. Sherry not looking for the outside. He's just going down the middle.
Foul number 5, Drew Engel.
So Sherry will draw the foul here. He'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Sam
Sherry's so good off the dribble as well. He can pull up outside. He's well off the dribble. He's got great fundamental big man moves 5 foot away.
3rd foul on Engel now. So Sherry's 2nd shot. Up and good. And so Sherry puts him on 57 now as he continues to score well here. He's got 20 points in the game, does Sam Sherry. Now you're down by 16 here. You've got to make up some ground, and every possession's got to count for something if you're Mechanicsburg, right, Todd?
Yeah, you dig yourself a hole against Cumberland Valley too much, and there's no look at that. One nice up and under.
Oh, beautiful play that time by Morris. He just did a great job getting that physicality again and making it count.
He's been fundamentally taught, and that was a beautiful move.
23 points to the big guy. What a game he's played tonight.
He plays so much bigger than what he is because of his size. He's 6'6", though, but physical.
Good takeaway that time as a turnover, only the 6th of the game now against Cumberland Valley. James Anderson picks it off. Up in the lane, up and inside, good, as Brubaker found a way to get it on home. Brubaker now with 7 points, and all of a sudden we're back to 12 points in the game.
Mechanicsburg's never out of it right now, wanting to stop here.
That is not the shot you wanted to take right there. Too quick. Grant Cooper in there with a quick shot, and now you get a chance to get it back here. 3:50 to go in the game. Mechanicsburg kicks it back out. And again, you have Morris. Morris looking to make the move. Bull is way underneath, and this time he's double teamed from the weak side. Jump ball should stay with Mechanicsburg.
I don't think Morris ever really had the ball in his midst or where he needs to. He tries to go baseline. It looked deceiving. They'll let you go baseline, but that help side comes in. So that's a tough. It kind of was a setup play a little bit, Gary.
And here's where you'd really maybe like to see Lucas Rhodes get a little bit more on the outside. Get a little inside-outside on the same side with Morris. So they spread it across the baseline to 1-4, and that means they're probably going to try to get inside to Morris here and let him go one-on-one on the block.
That was definitely the option. It looks like they're going to try to pinch. They were going to pinch on him, and then
change of calls here. And so the ball goes back over to Cumberland Valley. Apparently, from what we can see here, it was a long change of possession. Don't forget our Giant Foods post-game report coming up. We'll pick our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game and our Hoffman Ford player of the game after this one.
That's Tyree Morris again, running the floor. They knew they were going to find him. Boom, he finishes 57-47. Right where you want to be here. Just try to get a defensive stop for your Mechanicsburg. For Cumberland Valley, you don't need to be in a rush. Get something good out of that offense.
25 points now for Tyree Morris tonight. What a night he's had. Down the lane goes, is that Krebsky?
Max Krebsky, and he gets called for the walk.
So a turnover here, huge turnover. Still plenty of time left in this one, 3:08 to go. And the biggest possession of the game so far for Mechanicsburg, obviously.
Early season blues, not getting a chance to play opportunities. Cumberland Valley had a chance to put this thing away.
Oh, and just trying to force it there. Time and score situation. Didn't need the turnover. Then Morris gets the miss on the other end. And here comes Mechanicsburg as Krebsky had an easy one on the other end, couldn't make it go. And again, a little bit of rust. You don't blame these kids right now. A lot of lack of repetition. Up and in, and that one off the hands of James Anderson, who's ignited a fire here this quarter. He's got 5 points in the quarter, and it's back down to 8 points now. Mechanicsburg trying to haul them out in here.
Interesting to see. Oh, back cut off of that.
Oh, what a
block. Good defense.
Oh, man, Drury came, check that. It was Sam Birch came across with what looked like a pretty good block from him. Must have got him with the body down low, but a good back screen.
Foul number 0.
Watch the high post. Now watch the back cut. There you go. And a good cut that time by J.D. Hunter, and he'll get fouled.
Sam Birch is listed at 6'3". I don't know whether or not he's really 6'3", number 0 there, but he jumped like he was 6'3" to block that shot, but a foul. Unfortunate for them.
J.D. Hunter's hit his last 2 free throws, make it the last 3 now. This is the only way he scored tonight is 3 points, but they're big right here as he gets his team back up by 10 points. We're working so hard to get the ball down inside to Morris, but now you really have to start thinking outside a little bit too. At the 2:13 mark.
Yeah, you're going to have to hit some of those bigger ones. Inside-out game.
Morris says, but I'll keep on going until you get there. Morris with 27 points tonight. What a night he's put on. I'm not even sure that, you talk about our Hoffman Ford player of the game, might be a night where we talk about a guy who's on the losing team getting it. I mean, if they are, in fact, a losing team. Right now they are, but that's
an 8-point game
here in a
right
moment.
Now.
Yeah.
And Mechanicsburg with the ball here. What has Cumberland Valley done? Their defense has gotten a little bit lackadaisical. They've let guys cut, no help side defense. Right here, there's help side defense. It's a charge.
Once you get that, there's a whole rule. You get inside that free throw line, you go up in the air, it's going to be a charge every single time.
I think the last couple of buckets for Morris and Mechanicsburg was easy. I felt like it was defense Coach Vesky will look at where just the defense got just a little soft. Look what they're going to now. They're going to the 2-3.
2-3 zone just to try to stop Morris. And there you kick the outside. You should have a chance for a three and not going to go. Boy, that was as clean a look for the three as you'd ever want to have. Now, if you're Cumberland Valley, you probably want to start trying to play the clock a little bit.
Right. And that 2-3 zone's a good call because it also takes time off the clock because the offense needs some time. It's the first time I saw that different look. It takes some time to score.
Tick down to 119, and Morris comes out and fouls right here. Only the 5th foul for his team, and so they need to give one up there. And the next foul, of course, will put them in a one-on-one situation.
In for the Wildcats.
Gary, I saw a Sentinel interview with Lucas Rhodes, and you mentioned one thing. He said, hey, we're 7-15. We want to get back to the playoffs. Sometimes teams need to learn to win, too, don't they, in this stretch?
Absolutely.
Learning to win is the difference in becoming a playoff team and not a playoff team.
Well, and this is a grinder game, too. You're playing against one of the better teams in the Commonwealth Division. The Keystone matching up with the Commonwealth here, and so you're saying, hey, we're not just looking for the good effort, we're looking for the W. And you're right. But this is big strides here tonight for this team in terms, I think, of the physical play they brought to this game tonight. We heard that they were a much more physical team. They've proven it tonight here, going head-to-head with a pretty good team there in Cumberland Valley.
They have withstood some Cumberland Valley runs. They've buckled down defensively the second half. Much better defensive effort out of Mechanicsburg in the second half.
Sam Birch.
So now you go to the line, and the guy at the line for them that you want there is Sam Sherry. And we're going to call timeout. We'll take one as well. It's 59-51, 1:16 to go in this one. All here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
Welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School, 59-51. And you see Bob Strickler there going over with his charges what he wants done. Sam Sherry at the line, one of our candidates tonight for our Hoffman Ford player of the game. Not quite sure what the play of the game is going to be yet tonight. Chad Edwards always kind of holds out on us on that, so he keeps that as a little bit of a nice dessert for us. But here's Sherry, big buckets here. Sherry so tough. He's got 4 threes tonight. He's got in the second half here 11 points, 21 in the game. So he's been rock solid all night long. He's had 2 great quarters.
Senior step up in crunch time to win games.
Misses here, though, so still only a 9-point lead. If you get a chance, you're down 3 threes right now, and here's one of them coming up. You can get it. Again, not able to rattle it out, but it rattles out. It does, and 13. Lucas Rhodes gets it. He's now got 6 points in the game, and a timeout called very quickly by Bob Strickler. Again, we'll take one with him. It's 60-53 here on High School Sports Live TV.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
One of the key moves I teach young players is the drop step. It's important to establish position first with both feet in the neutral position. Align players to choose either pivot foot, depending on the defense's position. Once you secure the ball, using a power dribble, drop step toward the basket with 2 hands to seal the defender. This will help a young player finish with great balance.
The drop step is just one move a young player will learn in my post class.
21. And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. And now you see on the other side, down there, Dave Vespignani with his team, Cumberland Valley. They have a precarious 60-53 lead here. This is not an exclamation point yet. Still a big question mark. with 1:04 left in this game. What's he saying to his team right now, Todd McCall?
Inside here, he's like, we're not out of this game. What we need defensively, stop, look for them just in case. I don't think they will. Recognize the defense. Cumberland Valley might be in that 2-3, trying to kill some time. If they're in that 2-3, he's telling them to attack gaps. On the Cumberland Valley side, Vesty's going, you know what we need to do right here? Finish from the foul line. That's how you win games.
And if you're Mechanicsburg right here, if you don't get the steal right away, you've got to go foul immediately. And there you go. So the foul is going to be called against Micah Brubaker right here. So they are going to send you down, and they're going to take the chance you're going to miss some free throws and then try to get some possessions back. With 1:03 to go, and they're going to send Max Krebsky to the line.
Krebsky, I thought, has done some of the small little things out of his senior tonight. Comes in. He's unselfish. He looks for the big guys first, but he finds his when he needs them.
And he's heady. You know, he knows how to pick his moment. That's what a senior does. There's where your playing time really pays off. And now you step up in crunch time and make a free throw. First time you've been there tonight. So Kresge now in the game, 8 points.
He's the kind of guy you give a shout out in front of the team in practice. You say, hey, listen, Max, thanks for stepping up, doing the little things, finishing from the foul line with 1:03 to go.
Back up to 9 points it goes now. And now slowing down Mechanicsburg with a little bit of a soft press. Mechanicsburg doesn't have time to really run everything the way they want to run it now. They got a zone. They got to have gaps. They're going to have to step in and look for a three.
That shot's got to come up. You're losing too much possession.
Well, you're down 3 long possessions, and then you forced it. So another turnover there. Turnover number 13 in the game now, and just kind of throwing away possession, trying to force something without really having an idea where you were going to go with that. A little frustration. Again, first couple games of the season here, you're going to not be too upset with your team about making some of those mistakes, as very quickly the foul, and Sherry will walk back to the other end with a chance to shoot some free throws.
I think if Mechanicsburg goes away to lose this one, looks like it appears that they will, but you go away and you look back at game film, you go, look at these couple things we could have done. Look at the finish here at this layup. Look at converting from the foul line when we had the opportunity. You know, some of the small things make a difference in you getting playoff wins.
Well, they established the inside game tonight with Tyree Morris. The problem was it didn't go inside-outside. You didn't have the outside answer to complement it. And here at the end, when you really needed some of that, you couldn't really step up and make some of those big shots for the team. Then as you play that zone gets tighter and tighter and tighter in there around Morris.
And that's a common thing to do, too, when you talk zone. Coach Vespi did a great job recognizing time and score and goes, hey, let's just throw a different look at him. Let's keep 25 out of the lane, and that's what they did with the 2-3, keeping Tyree Morris in that last 3-minute stretch out of the lane.
How about Sherry? 5 out of the last 6 free throws. He had 23 points on the night. Down the middle they go. And again, see, you're attacking something without an idea of where you want to go with it. The zone doesn't allow you to do that. As Krebsky coming up and putting it away with some authority here. What a second half he's had.
2 points.
But I think they're going to give him a technical foul. There was a little extra hang. I think he was unsure of the way he was going to come down, so he hung a little bit. Now it's a technical foul. It's a tough technical foul.
Number 22.
Can they take the points off the board there on that?
Line for the Wildcats.
I think it counts.
Sam Birch.
It should count. So, again, Krebsky coming down with the dunk. Krebsky's got 11 points in the game tonight. He's played an outstanding game. And I don't think he was trying to show off. I think he was just waiting to get back straight and come down. It didn't look to me. That wasn't a good call by the official, I don't believe.
He just wanted to come down safe.
Yeah, absolutely. There was no pull-up there. So Sam Birch is going to get the free throw. He's got 7 points on the evening, and now you get the ball back as well. So still a little bit of hope here, but 26 seconds ago, you got to make a lot of things happen in a very short period of time for Mechanicsburg.
And you don't want to yell at Kresge for going up hard. I mean, that's the kind of stuff like in big games that ignite your team.
Good pass underneath, and 29 points in the book now for Morris. And what a wonderful pass it was from Micah Brubaker underneath to find Morris. Morris, what a night he's had.
You know, I tell you, it's hard to even say when you're talking about players of the game. Player of the game is who dominated the floor.
Yeah.
He dominated the floor in so many aspects tonight, Tyree Morris did.
And he's looking for point number 30 right here. I would suggest that probably it's his best game ever. Look at this pass. Here, driving, then a good pass underneath, finding him wide open. That was give 2 in your heart there to Micah Brubaker. So for 30 points here is Tyree Morris. And this time off the front of the iron and go out of bounds, I think off Cumberland Valley.
Yeah, Mechanicsburg will keep the possession.
10-point lead with 17 seconds to play. And a final timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School. 17.1 seconds to go in this one, a 10-point lead. It's been a good game tonight.
It has.
Again, you've seen a little rust here, Todd, but both teams overcoming that and with big hearts. And I like the physicality of both these teams tonight. Really good stuff.
This is going to make, that physicality is going to be a difference for Mechanicsburg and the Keystone. For Cumberland Valley, they're gearing up. They know they've got Central Dauphin, Harrisburg, in particular, Central Dauphin. This is anybody's Keystone division. But let's talk about Coach Vesby, Coach Strickler. Two great coaches with great coaching staff. They did both of them early on with COVID. Their backs against the wall, did a great job tonight.
Both teams very well coached tonight, well played. And hats off to these kids. Playing with the masks on tonight just can't be easy. And there's the kind of night that it's been if you're Lucas Rhodes, getting ready to line up a three over there and just has it blocked out of bounds. And he'll have better nights, believe me. He's an outstanding player.
You know, you can pump fake these big guys and they come back down on the floor and they're still 8 foot tall, you know, so it's not much you can do.
Yeah, those wingspans out there, I'll tell you what, it might look like they're not very close to you, and all of a sudden you see the ball flying over your head and you wonder what happened. So 8.2 seconds to go, 66-56, one last chance to score. There's a three effort, and there's another of the wingspans that we talked about. And Cumberland Valley's not going to need to score again, and that is going to wrap this one up. 66-56, Cumberland Valley with the win. They go to 2-0 on the season. For Mechanicsburg, they'll go to 1-2. We'll take a break, and we'll come right back for our Giant Foods post-game report, all here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
And welcome back to Mechanicsburg High School, 66-56, the final here for Cumberland Valley tonight on the road against Mechanicsburg in a very solid game here this evening. You can see why Cumberland Valley is going to be one of the top three teams in the Commonwealth Division, but you can also see a Mechanicsburg team that looks like they're going to be much improved over last year, Todd McCall.
Yeah, and you know what? They were 7-15 last year, but tonight they showed us some physicality and no quit. Defense buckled down the second half, and I think that's going to help them in the Keystone.
Well, we want to give a great shout out tonight to Tyree Morris. 29 points tonight. I think it was a career high for him at Mechanicsburg. And so they've added a piece there with him that they're going to have a chance to work with now, Bob Strickler and his team, as they go forward. They're 1-2 now. On the other side, our play of the game tonight, our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game, we're not sure what this is going to be because Chad Edwards holds out on us. Let's see what he's got for us here tonight. Our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game. I thought it might be this one.
Why not? This guy had 29 points, and I mean, he easily dominated. I mean, when you're scoring over 60% of your scoring came from 25 tonight. What a great move. That is a great play of the game. Great call.
And the most efficient dunk, and maybe the only dunk that we had the whole night. And now also we've got our Hoffman Ford player of the game. And this guy had 2 great quarters in the first and the third. He had 10 points in the first quarter. He had 13 points in the third quarter, and he walked out of this game with 23 points tonight. He was Mr. Sherry this evening. Sam Sherry, and he wasn't like fine wine. He was like fine sherry tonight as he just kind of flowed throughout the course of this evening, outside, inside, all around the town.
He hurts you in all types of ways. Then he sets everybody else up, and he goes, okay, finds a spot on the floor, steps up, and waits for things to happen. Anybody watching this game to scout-wise, you got to keep a hand in Sherry's face.
Just ever so smooth. All he needs is one dribble and one little sliver of daylight. And Sam Sherry is our Hoffman Ford player of the game. I want to thank Chad Edwards and the whole Invicta crew tonight. Working through this COVID thing is not easy for them, and we really appreciate all the hard work they did. Thanks to all of you for tuning in tonight. Thanks to the players, to the coaches there. Thanks to my partner here, best color guy in the business, Todd McCall. We had a great time tonight. We want you to stay tuned for our next game coming up. It'll be very soon here on High School Sports Live TV. But next up, we've got Dr. Abby Miller from OSS Health, a special interview with Charlie Fortney. Now stay tuned for that very special interview. And thanks so much for joining us tonight on High School Sports Live TV. Again, your final score, Cumberland Valley 66, Mechanicsburg 56. Have a great evening, everyone.
We're here at OSS Health with another live interview with Dr. Abby Kelly. She has a special program she developed here at OSS Health. It's unique to South Central Pennsylvania and beyond. She's going to talk about it. It's a female-focused program.
So I developed the program specifically for female athletes, and the goal is to treat them as a whole. So not only prevent, treat, or manage their orthopedic injuries, but also treat their medical conditions, any psychological conditions that they're suffering from, or nutritional deficiencies. So it's those types of things that are also really important for the female athlete to excel in sport.
I want to ask you this. High school student athletes, there's a lot of females watching, a lot of girls athletes out there watching High School Sports Live. We hope so. Out of the menu you listed, what is the common reason why these female athletes at the high school level maybe need to come to this program? What are you seeing?
I think one of the number one things definitely is injury prevention. There are some orthopedic injuries that are really common among the female athletes. So we have athletic trainers that are heavily involved in injury prevention and some different types of programs that the female athlete can participate in. We also have a strength and conditioning coaches on a referral basis that I can recommend for female athletes. One of the other big components of the program is nutrition. So oftentimes these athletes are not actually eating enough calories to account for what they're expending without knowing it. So really, the program is to provide education, sometimes just simply some education on sports nutrition, sports psychology, like performance anxiety, those types of things, and also prevention of injury.
Having 3 daughters of my own, this is a great program. My big question is, how can a mom or a dad or a coach recommend their daughter and refer their daughter to your program? How can they get in this program?
Yeah, so it's very easy to get plugged in with me here at OSS Health. I see patients in the Powder Mill location in York and also in the Mechanicsburg location. Our website has services listed, and under services is the female athlete program, so you can schedule an appointment with me through our website, or you can call our main number at 717-848-4800 and get scheduled with me in one of the 2 offices that I see patients in.
Dr. Abby Kelly, the focus on female athletes, this is unique. Not only is this program unique, but OSS Health Orthopedic Center in Mechanicsburg is one of the only, if not the only, in South Central Pennsylvania walk-up orthopedic care centers. Take advantage of it. You can go to their website at osshealth.com.
High School Sports Live is proud to present our first game of the 2021 season between the highly talented